proteins to truly customize my meal. Fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is ready with flexible options that work with my busy schedule. I can skip a trip to the grocery store and get meal staples, snacks, and more from HelloFresh Market because saving time is what I'm all about, aren't you? Sign up today for 16 free meals across 7 boxes plus 3 free gifts with code ROME16 at HelloFresh.com/Rome16. That's code ROME16 at HelloFresh.com/Rome16.
Where can you go where the beer is cold? Friendship is forever. Pabst is the place that's in our hearts where we can be together.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is the place.
Hey, Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a PBR cooler full of beer. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Bms Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. Bms Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for Bms Builders.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you.
Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville is happy to announce that their selection of inventory is back and bigger than ever. A huge amount of inventory was just delivered in the last few weeks, and there's more on the way. These vehicles are priced to sell. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep has so many trucks, you'll save up to $8,000 on select Ram 1500 crew cabs. That's right. As a part of the Make This the Summer event, you'll get $8,000 off on select Ram trucks. This is the most aggressive truck offer you'll find anywhere. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep needs to sell these trucks now, so they're priced to move. You'll also find a great selection of new Jeeps, but these vehicles won't last, so get over to East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep this month.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Carson Cracker Barrel in Greenville. Come see us.
Offers do not include tax tags and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates. See dealer for details.
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Ty?
Hi.
Tabua. Aub. What about Aub? Safula.
Cool, neat story.
Was that supposed to be funny? There's local politics, bud.
Don't go over the rules. It'll take forever. Let's just get to the draft.
Let's get the pumping.
I got a little taco meat on my chest.
It's gonna be fun. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm gonna be screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You ready for this? I am.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to this Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios. You are tuned in today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, or perhaps another station, 1250, 930, 104.1. Also, we're available online, PR927FM.com, and you can watch the show and be a part of the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. So make sure you are subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and watch all of our post-practice interview videos. Got those, the interviews with the coordinators from earlier this week, this show, the Brian Bailey Show, and a bunch of other goodies there. And of course, you can find us on Facebook each and every day as well. We are here on a Wednesday, and we got a lot of Pirate football to talk about because Mike Houston spoke earlier today following another East Carolina football practice, and we've got those comments coming your way here in hour number 1 and probably sprinkled out throughout today's show, hour 2 and 3. So we've got that for you coming up in just a moment. The voice, Jeff Charles, will join us this hour. We'll talk Pirate football and more. We got some news today. A new ECU Hall of Fame class has been announced. We'll run over those names in a moment. We'll talk about that with Jeff Charles and a lot more. At 4 o'clock, Antoine Staley will join us. Antoine is now with the New York Daily News covering the New York Jets after his previous stops in Florida and Oregon and his stop here in Greenville when he was an East Carolina student. So we will talk college football and NFL with Antwan Staley coming up at 4 o'clock. Got some, I think, positive Zach Wilson news for Jets fans who are scared he might be out for the year. Looks like he's going to be okay. So we'll talk about that and a lot more coming up in hour 2. Stephen Igoe joins us at the tail end of hour 2 on into hour 3. We'll continue our position previews, and I guess we'll do special teams, but our last defensive position preview, we'll talk safeties today and also get all the news and notes going on at East Carolina Fall Camp with Stephen Igoe. So that is the lineup today. That and a lot more on the way. Shirley Rhodes is here. CJ Schaefer is here. And the Chan Man, Chandler Honeycutt, is to my left. Hello, everyone, specifically Chandler. Hello, Clipper. How are you? Good, man. How about you? I'm doing great. You always look like you're ready to hit the links after, or you just came from. You always got a nice golf shirt on. Mm-hmm. Looks like you could just grip it and rip it at any moment.
Yeah, I know. This kind of my style, I guess.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
That's exactly right.
Okay, all right.
I've always been a khaki shorts and polo guy.
I've always been a tacky guy.
I think you match. You match today.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I usually have a black shirt and a black hat, and I start from there and just work my way down.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same thing every day. And you'll go with a T-shirt every once in a while.
Every once in a blue
If you're feeling casual.
If I'm feeling cash. All right, so Chandler, the Panthers and Patriots are kung fu fighting.
What the hell is going on in Foxborough?
Let's start there and work our way to Mike Houston comments. So I saw like tweets coming out, and now there's a story on ESPN about it. So here's the headline. This is a hell of a headline. And when you write out a headline, you want to grab the most attention, get people to read the story, right? Christian McCaffrey knocked to the ground. All right, Panthers fans are like, oh no.
Oh no, is he okay?
And then the next line is fan injured during scuffle at Panthers-Patriots joint practice.
Oh, my God. Get a grip, guys.
I saw some video on this of them fighting near the sideline, then on the sideline, and then off to where the fans stand there at Patriots camp. So Christian McCaffrey was, I guess, had a late hit on him, and that led to a scuffle. But there were countless scuffles.
And it's happened in multiple days, too.
Yeah.
Kenny Robinson, Panthers safety, has been kicked out of camp 2 days in a row, and now his status on the team is in question. A lot of people were saying that he is pointing to where they might cut Kenny Robinson, the former West Virginia Mountaineer. And then I saw a tweet today by one
classic Mountaineer behavior, by the way.
I saw a tweet today by one of the Panthers beat writers saying that he tried to go to the offensive side of the field to get Matt Rule's attention, I guess, to try to explain himself. And the person that told him to leave, General Manager Scott Fitterer, told him to leave the practice facility.
Who could also tell him to leave permanently.
Yes. So it's just a lot going on. I knew there was some pushing and shoving going on in the past couple of days, but today it kind of escalated to a whole different level, and happened multiple times. So it's getting chippy in Foxborough. It already is chippy.
Christian McCaffrey said, quote, "I've never been a part of a joint practice where there's not one of those. It's not about how it's going to happen. It's when is it going to happen." So we always see these. But this one, this is like a continuous fight. And so the Patriots, we need to start doing this at Pirate Radio. We need to start setting up a tent and a table.
I saw this.
Outside of ECU camp. So the Patriots, and Scott Zolak is a former Patriots quarterback who I think is known up there for kind of crazy comments, maybe hot takes, things like that.
I've never heard of him until today, and I think
really he's been in the news for kind of flying off the handle when it comes to Patriots things.
He went out of pocket today a little bit,
for sure,
in terms of acting like a fool.
So you got three guys at a table from a radio station up in New England, which is not necessarily a place. It's like an idea of a place.
Yeah.
What is New England?
I don't know. only Patriots fans know.
So I think it's a collection of states. I'm going to Google what is New England.
Region in the United States.
6 states in the northeastern United States: Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Vermont. So there you go.
New England is made up of 6 different states.
So up in Massachusetts, Foxborough, wherever they are, you got 3 guys at a table, and they are not doing play-by-play, but just kind of commenting on what's happening.
Oh, nice catch there by Devontae Parker.
But they're pretty far away because they have binoculars. So I don't know where they're exactly located. But you got these 3 guys, and there's a video camera on them. I guess they're doing a live feed like we do here. Mm-hmm. And they are talking about what's happening, and then the fights break out, and it turned out to be some great audio.
Yeah.
And we have it.
Have you got it?
We got it. So, Shirley, could you hit that, please?
All right, we're live for Patriots training camp, where there have been multiple fights over the last couple of days, and there's been another one, but this follows a play on which a Patriots player was injured and remains down on the field.
This drill got escalated by the Panthers here because they went after Slater on the second one. The second dust-up, this is number 3 in a freaking kickoff drill where the Panthers are kicking off. Patriots are in return mode. They had 5 guys that got after Slater on the second scrum.
They've separated all the players. They've sent them on their way into the next period. So you've got...
Looks like it was Wilkerson.
And now here comes another fight, another major
Christmas.
fight. It's happening right in front of the stands.
These guys are a-holes, man.
It's going to involve much of each team at this point in time.
Get these clowns out of here.
Oh, they're right up against the stands.
And all they want to do is fight. This is unreal. I've never seen anything like this.
Yes.
Players are coming from the other field now.
And again, all the players from
in there. Here come
the opposite field.
Look at the linemen go.
Are now running in.
This is like cattle. Now the Bill's calling the team over now. Oh, there's another dust up over here.
Yep, they're starting to get into it again a little bit.
35 from the Panthers here. I got the.
I mean, at this point,
Jim, what I do with that damn thing?
You've now had 3 scrums
that number
here today in this practice. You had 3 of them yesterday.
Oh, we got another one over here.
And another one is now starting here.
Holy crap.
At some point, they're going to have to maybe separate these
Mac
two
Jones
teams.
here is chirping at one of them. Nope, he was just threw the ball to Aguilar. So they're calling both teams together here. The Patriots, it's Belichick again in the middle here. Mr. Kraft now is in the middle with Bill. Oh, look at this, man. I have never seen anything.
What a scene.
Look at him. He's getting right in the middle with Bill, is Mr. Kraft. Panthers are over here down on one knee as they huddle right next to the... I've never seen anything like this at a camp.
But as the Panthers walked back, they didn't walk around like a few yards. They walked right up against them, so they'd be rubbing up against them as they walked by.
It's a cocky bunch, man.
What is this guy talking about?
This cocky bunch from Carolina. These,
it's so funny he mentioned a clown because he is a clown.
I thought it was funny they mentioned Robert Kraft and Rubbing Up Against so close together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Oh, and Mac Jones.
Anyone?
Mac Jones is in there. Mac Jones is in there.
Oh, he just threw it past Aguilar.
Yeah, he just threw it past Aguilar.
Dude,
get a grip. These guys act like they. I mean, and it escalated to a level there, but these guys went like insane.
How did the new Civil War actually begin? The Patriots and Panthers.
There you go.
Get these clowns out of here.
Oh my God, these a-holes.
These a-holes. This is all the Panthers. They're starting it. They're starting the fights. That was great audio, man. That's why we got to do this. Unfortunately, ECU didn't have joint practices. If they get in a fight, it's pirate on pirate. Hold Nailers is in it. Hold it. Oh, he just threw a pass to Tashi Hudson. I was mistaken.
Look at all the linemen.
Oh my God!
35. Where's my sheet? Where's my sheet?
Where's my damn sheet?
And I love it. He gets up.
Hey, CJ, give out a sheet. Who's number 35?
Yeah. Oh, there's 35. That's him again. Let me see. Crap, I don't have the roster with me.
Live breakdowns of training camp fights, something I didn't know I needed, and now I know I do. It's one thing to have video.
He was so quick to say that the Panthers were the starters of this.
Of course. And that is, look, I like Homer.
The first thing he said.
I like Homer radio. Even though you look like an idiot when you're taking away the blame from your own team. But that was hilarious. I'd love to hear Mick Mixon. And I wish Steve Smith and Eugene Robinson were on the call.
Oh, my God.
They would have got in it. Steve Smith would have started it.
Steve Smith would have took his headset off, and he would have been in the middle of it. I mean, and I'm not joking. He would have found his way in that situation, knowing Smitty. He would have been in there chirping away. He wouldn't even be in the broadcast booth, which he will be some for the Panthers this preseason. But he will he'd be in there just talking, how Steve Smith is.
I wish you would add a Matt Rule impersonation to your arsenal.
I don't know.
I know you don't have it
I don't
now.
want Susan Deans to get mad at me. By the way, Susan Deans on Facebook saying, too bad Matt Rule didn't get punched in the face.
Oh, my goodness. Calm down. Calm down.
Come on, Susan.
Matt Rule said, I'd love to be talking about 2-minute drills right now and Sam Darnold scrambling and making an excellent throw. Did
he really say that?
There's a lot of football things that matter way more to me, but distractions affect you, and that's what we can't do, end quote. So he'd love to be talking about Sam Darnold making a play.
God, that man loves Sam Darnold.
Saw Tony Dunn tweet earlier, hey, a Sam Darnold interception. Who would have thought? Doesn't matter, though.
I think I might have mentioned this live on the air last Friday. Panthers having Panther Fest or Fan Fest last Thursday. You want to know how that practice, that scrimmage ended?
How?
Sam Darnold throwing a pick six to C.J. Henderson. That's how the practice/scrimmage ended.
I guess, okay, ended on a defensive high note and everybody's hooting and hollering, having fun, but it just kind of reminds me of like when you're shooting and you got to make your last shot before you go inside or before you quit practice or before anything. Mm-hmm. So ending it that way, again, hey, good sign for the defense. Maybe the defense is going to be really good this year. Not a good sign, though, if you're Sam Darnold.
No, not at all.
All right, so there's the Panthers-Patriots fight, and I love that audio. And there's some pieces of that audio I want to add to the show open, Shirley. Like either these guys are a-holes or get these clowns out of here.
I want to put in, who's number 35?
Where's my sheet?
Where's my sheet?
What'd I do with my damn sheet? So there's video on him. He's standing up, going through his pockets.
Frantically.
He's pulling out like Walgreens receipts and like handkerchiefs, and he can't find a sheet.
He's got everything but the sheet in his pocket.
He's got lint. He's got a lifesaver.
A lighter. He's pulling a lighter.
He's got a lighter. A Swiss Army knife. Just can't. He's got those handkerchiefs magicians have that just keep coming out of his pocket that are different colors. He starts making balloon animals. He can't find a sheet. Where's my sheet? I got my sheet right here. And you know what it says, Chandler?
I want to know.
It says, Flight by Yuengling practice report.
Okay.
Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling, available wherever beer is sold. And let's get some of that practice report in right now and hear what Mike Houston had to say earlier today, his opening comments, Shirley.
All right, good day today. I think we've had 3 good days of practice to start the week. Offense had a great day yesterday. I thought they were very explosive yesterday. A little disappointed in the defensive guys yesterday, but challenged them. And boy, they responded today, and they went at each other during our competition portions of practice. But we looked today like I expect us to look, and that's good. We're stringing together positive days, and that's why I told them it's important consistency. Show who you are, and then show up every day. So pleased with where we're at right now during fall camp.
Yeah, we're at that portion right now where if the defense strings together a few days in a row, Mike Houston challenges the offense. If it goes the other way, vice versa. So we're getting to those days where he wants to see both sides really going at it, having high-level elite practices. And that's where we are right now. And, again, overall, seems very pleased with what's happening out there, especially from I don't think he's ever, this fall camp, questioned the, effort and energy and things like that.
And the competitiveness.
Yeah.
These guys, and he said it multiple times, it's a word that we emphasize a lot when it comes to compete. And these guys are competing, and these coaches are loving it. And I think he's loving the leadership that he has on this team as well.
Mike Houston was asked if the team is struggling to get through the final week of camp here.
Nah, well, there was, y'all could probably hear it in here at the end of practice. They had some fire in them today. I thought we ran around well. You got to see the competition at the beginning of practice, but I thought it carried out throughout practice. I thought we did a real good job with our special teams work today. I thought today was a very, very good practice considering where we are in camp. Practice 12-13 right there. So.
All right, Coach Houston was asked what he's been able to do differently at practice since he has a spring season on tape that he can evaluate and then do things differently here in the fall.
Well, that's the key. The stuff we had on tape early on was from last year. The good thing is you have both coordinators back, so your schematic changes were stuff we worked in over the summer, so you're able to work with the kids over the summer, so they know the terminology, they know each other, that kind of stuff. Now, anything new that we've put in, we got that on tape now, and we're able to coach off that. But that's the big thing. We kind of finished our last situations today with the coming out off the 1 yard line, and we finished with a short yardage goal line drill. So really we've got all our situations in, we've got all our stuff in. You got your tape and everything, but that's the great thing of having guys that have been in the program multiple years is you're still talking the same language, and so it makes it a lot easier to to teach and correct and move on.
Mike Houston there on the Flight by Yingling practice report. Coach Houston was also asked if the focus in practice has shifted from the install to starting to focus on the NC State Wolfpack.
No. We want to get through Saturday. We've talked a little bit about NC State, but not a ton yet. We're still focused on us, and I talked to the kids this morning, about you show me who you are, so I know what to expect each day. And you have more and more guys each day showing all of us who they are, showing us what they can do, who can be counted on. And that's the big thing right now is just figuring out which pieces go where. What guys are going to travel, what guys we can count on special teams, what young guys are going to play. That's the big focus right now.
All right, I don't think we'll get a depth chart on Saturday at Media Day, but we will ask those questions to the coaches and to the players to try to piece together a depth chart when it comes to that final five, that starting five on the offensive line. What about receivers? Who's first up? Who's number two at those spots? And a lot of the defensive spots as well. Who's number three at running back? We actually got a clue on that yesterday. Shirley, do you have Donnie Kirkpatrick? And let me see if I got my cuts with me here. Donnie Kirkpatrick 3 from yesterday, where he talked about that running back spot.
Well, I think, and Marlon had a good day today, so that was a good day to have him talking about it too. He probably has moved into that third spot, I think, of after today's practice. Camaro Edmonds, though, has shown some things. Camaro got sick. We had the stomach virus or whatever it was, and a couple of kids were really sick. He happened to be one of those, so he missed about 4 practices. So I didn't even think he'd get in there Saturday. I didn't think he'd have the energy to go after being out. And he got in there and got about 3 or 4 carries. He pounded some guys that tried to tackle him, caught a ball. So we see the talent. He's just so far behind really now knowing what we're doing. But Marlon's he's a big physical back. that's got a little bit of a feel for what the blocking scheme is and knows how. And that's what Raji and Keaton do so well. I always swear Keaton ain't running fast. I always go like, but you ain't even running fast. But he is just so, like, with the tempo of the blocking scheme. He knows how to set those blockers up. And Marlon appears to be that type of guy, but a big guy like Raji.
All right, high praise for the true freshman Marlon Gunn from Donnie Kirkpatrick. Also talking Camaro Edmonds there. One guy we haven't heard a lot about, Pop.
McKay?
Yeah, not a lot of Pop.
Well, I mean,
Pop talk.
Yeah, I know. And that was the guy we saw a few times last year. I do remember him in that in the South Florida game on that Thursday night. But a lot of good things we're hearing about Marlon Gunn. I forgot he was a true freshman, but you've asked some of these players in the Delcor Players Lounge who are some guys that are young guys that are standing out. And I feel like we've heard Marlon Gunn's name a couple of times, and we heard it there from Donnie Kirkpatrick as well.
Heard it at least from two players on Monday, and another mentioned Edmonds as a guy who was stepping up.
The Carolina transfer, right?
Yeah, Carolina transfer.
Havelock.
And Havelock Ram. Anything else you know about him? Are you just trying to show off?
Nah, that's it.
Who's number 35? What, you got your sheet?
Hold on.
Jarek Hewitt wore number 35.
Yep, I remember him.
Did I get that right? Does that sound right? Isn't it weird how the things we know and don't know, like I can remember that. Number 35.
I will.
What year is that? Like 2000?
That's 2008.
2008. Yeah. So I got Jarek Hewitt, and I don't know the players' numbers on this year's team.
Well, they switch around all the time, too.
I mean, that is very strange how our brains work that way. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back when we return. We'll go out to the Pit Electric live line and talk to the voice, Jeff Charles. He'll join us on his way back to Eastern North Carolina. We'll visit with the voice when we return after these words.
Love is finding the internet of your dreams from MetroNet. Get ready for fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
For the latest from the world of golf. Tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulf of Mexico, a huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $7.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
This is Jeremy Lewis, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Drive a little and save a lot at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They have a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, plus offer service to all makes and models in a state-of-the-art facility. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington and online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. We'll have more comments from Mike Houston on the Flight by Yingling practice report. But right now, we will visit with the voice, Jeff Charles, who joins us on the Pit Electric live line. Jeff, thanks for joining us today. How you doing?
Clip, I'm doing great. It's hard to believe 2 weeks from Saturday, here we go again, right?
That's right. And Jeff Charles back in town, ready to go, Jeff. Hopefully we can have some cool weather left over when you get here. It's been cooler than normal here this past half week or so. So hopefully you'll have some Midwest temps when you arrive here in Eastern North Carolina.
Well, I'll take it, Cliff. You know, I get spoiled living in northern Michigan in the summer because we've already had some evenings in the high 40s, and the temperatures during the day are usually about 65 to 68. So it's usually a slap in the face back to reality. I'm getting in pretty good shape when I'm running outside, you know, in these 50 and 60 degree temperatures, and that I come back to Eastern North Carolina and start laboring in the heat again.
No doubt. Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, we'll talk some football in a moment. Had some news today. 5 elected to the East Carolina Athletics Hall of Fame. Quarterback Marcus Crandall on that list, long overdue. So it'll be great to see him get inducted along with Ron Dowdy, Eric Frazier, Adrian Milliken, and also professional golfer Harold Varner III, who could be one of the youngest inductees, Jeff, not still active, playing professional sports and on the PGA Tour. But that's the list today, Jeff. And any thought? I know Leonard Henry, you're still gonna fight to get him in, and he will one day. But you got 5 going in this year.
Yeah, they're all very deserving, and you're right, Clip. Leonard deserves to be in. I think his day is coming. It took a while for Junior Smith to get in as well, but really glad to see that Marcus Crandall is in. In fact, I visited with Marcus just a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact, and he's doing well. Marcus is actually coaching now. He is coaching over at Livingstone College over in Salisbury, and he hasn't quit his day job. He's still in the insurance business, but he's also coaching as well. And so it was good to catch up with Marcus, and then the other folks, Harold Varner, of course, speaks for himself. What a great representative he is of ECU, what a great career that he is having. And I've known Ron Dowdy for a long, long time. And then, of course, the other two inductees as well, very, very deserving. So, yeah, Clip, usually there are somewhere between 4 and 6 go in each year. This year, 5 going into the ECU Hall of Fame. I think that makes 183 now in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to all of those folks.
No doubt, and Marcus Crandall, getting to know him over the last few years, one of the all-time great guys, just a really great guy, great QB, and happy for him, HV3, and the rest of the 2022 ECU Hall of Fame class. And like you said, Jeff, looking forward to some Pirate football. It is almost here. We were wondering how the team would respond from having a day off last Tuesday where players were going through some sort of sickness, whether it be foodborne or otherwise. We had a lot of guys out, and some guys missed practice on Wednesday and Thursday, but they were able to get some full pads in, able to get a scrimmage in, and it doesn't sound like it really hurt the momentum of the team that much, Jeff. Mike Houston still seems very optimistic about this team and about the preparation they're getting in for the 2022 season. So that was positive to hear, coming off a bit of a stoppage last week.
Well, you're right, Cliff, and everything has been very positive coming out of the Pirate camp, as it usually is this time of year. But I think Coach Houston really does like this group. And I know he made a comment just the other day in his press conference that, you know, when you have your best players who are also the hardest workers, they really are your leaders on the football team. They do it by example, and they do it with their talent. You know, I always said about Michael Jordan, when you're the most talented guy on the floor, and you also play the hardest, now that's going to be a combination that's very difficult to beat. So if the Pirates have some guys like that, which I think they do this year, you know, Mike's got all his own players in here now, Cliff, and that makes a tremendous amount of difference. And so these guys have been indoctrinated into his system. You know, this is his 4th year here now, and these are the players that he has brought into the program. So they know what to expect, and they know him well. He knows them well. It's just a much different feeling than it was 4 years ago and even 3 years ago with his coaching staff and now with his football program. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. As I always like to say, you got to stay healthy. And hopefully no injuries. It looks like it's been a pretty good camp as far as injuries are concerned so far at this point. Got to keep your number 1 and number 2 guys especially healthy going into the year and throughout the season if you're going to have success. So, you know, everything's really now on the up and up. We talked about it last week. This is a tough schedule. You know, jumping right into the fire against the number 13 preseason team in the country in North Carolina State. And Houston is 25 and Cincinnati's 22. And then you've got BYU and UCF both knocking on the door on the top 25. And, you know, by the time the Pirates play those two, they could very easily be in the top 25. So you can play 5 elite teams this year with this schedule. So, you know, they've got their work cut out for them because this is not going to be an easy schedule this year.
I was talking about that with Brian Bailey yesterday because somebody brought up, you know, is this the most teams East Carolina's played in the preseason top 25? And Bailey said probably not. He remembered some of those 80 schedules, Jeff, that had, you know, Miami and Florida State and some really, really good national powers on the schedule. So, I don't know, when you go back in time, Jeff, do you remember a year where East Carolina had, you know, 5, maybe more than that, top 25 teams on the schedule going into a year?
You know, I can't remember right off the top of my head, Cliff, but I think Brian's right. That could have happened back in the 80s when East Carolina had that theme of we're going after the best. Longtime Pirates will remember that. And East Carolina was going out on the road and playing those teams like you mentioned. They played Penn State, and they played Auburn, and they played Miami, and Syracuse was a top 25 team. During that era, Pittsburgh was as well. The Pirates were on the road playing all of those schools. And I would imagine that back in the day, back in the mid-'80s, maybe even somewhere in the 90s, there were those teams on the schedule. Virginia Tech and West Virginia were top 25 teams then. So, yeah, I think it's probably happened before. But, you know, that's in the past, and everything that counts now is the future and also the present. So we're looking at a tough nut to hoe here as far as the Pirates are concerned with this schedule this year. But, you know, you certainly feel better going into it with this group and a talented, experienced group that's had some success last year with a 7-5 record going into this year. You feel like now you've got a fighting chance in these games. And, Cliff, as we both know, it's not been that long ago where you looked at a schedule like this with where East Carolina was in the football world, and you would say, well, this is going to be very difficult. But now you really do feel like you've got a chance in these games, and I think they will play well, and I think they'll play hard and have a chance to win these games.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, one more question on the past, and everything's so different now, but during that time where East Carolina is playing those national powers, and they're getting them to come here to Greenville, and you probably won't ever see that again. But what was the talk back then about being an independent versus being in a conference? Being an independent, if you can get a great schedule like East Carolina did, it was probably a good thing that you could play all those great teams and beat some of those great teams. But eventually, with money and TV and everything, you had to find a home in a conference. But what was I don't know, back in the 80s and early 90s, Jeff, what was the thought of being independent versus being in a conference?
Well, the thought of being an independent back then, Clip, was we have to get in a conference because you just can't survive very long as an independent unless you're Notre Dame. But anybody else really can't. It just gives you so many advantages. Being a part of a conference, you have a chance to compete for championships. It helps you in recruiting. It helps you in exposure. It helps your athletes in so many different ways. So, yeah, I mean, when I first came to East Carolina in 1988 as an independent, I mean, the talk was, what conference are we going to be in? What goes around comes around, Clip. Here we are 35 years later, and we're still talking about the conference.
Yeah.
So not a lot has changed as far as that's concerned, but it was very important for East Carolina to get into a league. And when the Pirates were able to get into Conference USA, I mean, that was a big step, and that was not an easy step. It was difficult for the Pirates to get in to Conference USA at the time, and then on into the American. And, you've heard me say this before, Clip. East Carolina and Greenville, North Carolina is the smallest and, the only small television market in the American Athletic Conference. So, it was a heck of a job by people like Terry Holland and the folks in the athletics department and Steve Ballard, who was the chancellor at the time, to get East Carolina into the American Athletic Conference, because that was not an easy sell with a small television market. But the American has been good for ECU. I think we all would have wished and still wish that, the teams would be more successful with the exception of baseball. But, football and basketball really just haven't been very successful in the league. But let's hope that's changing, and I think we can certainly see that changing with football and hopefully with basketball down the road.
It'll be a heck of an opener. NC State coming to town September 3rd to kick off the season. The Wolfpack ranked 13th, and Jeff, the AP poll came out this week and saw Wake Forest was in the top 25, and who knows what they would have been if Sam Hartman was healthy and ready to go for this team. It was announced last week, would be missing extended time due to a non-football related issue, but the Demon Deacons still getting in that top 25, which says a lot about the program there in Winston-Salem, as they have put up a lot of points in the past. We'll see what they can do without their starting quarterback for a little while, but I thought that was interesting. Wake Forest still getting some respect, Jeff, despite the QB being out there.
Well, I think that's what happens, Cliff, when you've been good for a number of years. And I'm a Dave Clawson fan. When he was hired at Wake Forest, I thought they made a great hire, and he's proved to be that. He has done a remarkable job with that football program, and it's a big blow. Sam Hartman's one of the premier quarterbacks in the country, and now they're going to have to go without him, and we don't know for how long. So that's certainly a blow when you lose your quarterback like that right before the start of the season. But he's very good offensively. He's a real creative mind, and I'm sure they have already thought this thing through, and they'll come up with something offensively, because Wake Forest has been very good on that side of the ball. Now, they're like a lot of teams these days. They have some problems stopping people, but offensively, they're really, really good. And, they lost a really good running back. Cliff, you may remember Kenneth Walker, who was a terrific all-ACC caliber running back. He went up to Michigan State and had a great year at Michigan State. So they were able to overcome a loss for a very talented player, just a couple of years ago. Now, he wasn't a quarterback, he was a running back, but still, he was a big part of that offense, and they were able to bring in some guys to plug the hole there. So we'll have to see what they're going to do at the quarterback spot. I think there's some concern about Sam Hartman, his health moving forward, and we certainly wish the young man the best, but, they probably are preparing for this season like they're not going to have him this year. And if they do get him back, you don't know when that's going to happen. So that's a blow to them, but the program is really solid, and you got to take hats off to Wake and what they've done in recent years, and especially the head coach, Dave Clawson.
We'll see if Wake Forest or NC State could take down Clemson there in the Atlantic side of the ACC. And, Jeff, just looking around, we'll be talking about matchups here pretty soon. Just one more Saturday with no football. North Carolina will actually kick it off week 0, Saturday, August the 27th, when they take on Florida A&M. And then you look at the week 1 matchups involving the ACC. You've got the backyard brawl with West Virginia and Pittsburgh. I really like that Friday night Virginia Tech Old Dominion game coming up the day before East Carolina NC State. It should be a good crowd up there in Norfolk for that one, Jeff. Temple will take on Duke that Friday night on September 2nd. And a game we'll be keeping a scoreboard eye on, Jeff. You'll be calling all the action at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. But that North Carolina at App State game is a nooner on September 3rd. And I know the Appy folks are happy to get North Carolina there at their stadium, and they're going to be fired up, ready to go, just like the East Carolina fans will be welcoming NC State here. That's 2 good in-state games coming up to start the season this year.
Yeah, 2 great in-state games, Clip, and 2 ACC teams going into enemy territory playing, not against an ACC team. So we always know that's big for East Carolina. It's going to be really, really big for Appalachian State. Having North Carolina come to Boone, who would have thought that would have happened, even as recently as 10 years ago. But things have changed a little bit, and Appalachian State can be very, very competitive, as we all know, against anybody they play. We saw how good they were last year when the Pirates opened the season against them. And by the way, Cliff, you mentioned Old Dominion. Did you see just a couple of days ago their offensive coordinator resigned?
You know what? I did see that, Jeff. We didn't talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up. I have not looked into that story, but obviously a very odd time for that to happen.
Yeah, it was really odd, and then nobody's talking about anything in relation to that. I mean, the university didn't have anything to say. The offensive coordinator did not want to speak publicly about it. And so I'm not sure what happened there, but that's not an ideal situation when your OC quits just a few days before the start of the season.
Man, yeah, that is odd stuff. Jeff Charles joining us on the Pit Electric live line. And Jeff, just to wrap it up with some baseball here, I know the folks in Michigan, where you're heading from, are ready to turn the page to football. I saw you've talked about the Tigers being disappointing all year long. Saw Javi Baez hit a ball that hit the dirt. I don't know if you saw that. Just kind of encapsulating his season. He swung at a ball that bounced in the dirt and actually popped it up to center field. So that's how the Tigers have done this year, I guess.
Cliff, I watch them every day, and I swear I could strike out almost everybody on that team. So bad. Yeah. They strike out anywhere from 10 to 14 times each and every game. In fact, I saw a stat the other day. They had struck out 237 times since the All-Star break.
Jeez.
Now, the one breath of fresh air here recently for them, just in the last week, is a young man who played at Virginia Tech. His name is Kerry Carpenter, and he was tearing up the minor leagues. He was tearing it up at Erie and Toledo, their AA and AAA teams. Well, he came up, and he was like the rest of them. The first couple games he played, he struck out 6 times in his first 8 at-bats. But here the last 2 nights, he's hit home runs, and he's hit a couple of doubles. He's driving in runs. He's scoring runs. So here's a young man that's 24 years old getting a chance to play now with Detroit, and they're so bad. He's going to get an opportunity here the last 6 weeks of the season, and right now he's taking advantage of it.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, looking forward to having you back here in Eastern North Carolina and talking some ECU football with you. Appreciate the chat today, Voice, and we'll do it again next week. We'll have a couple of college football games to preview, so looking forward to that chat next week, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll be back soon, Clip. We've got Media Day that we'll be going to, of course, on Saturday, and just a couple of weeks away, so we're looking forward to it. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Charles joining us on the Pitt Electric Live Line. Pitt Electric, your trusted electrical partner since 1981, Eastern North Carolina's premier electrical contractor for the past 40-plus years. Pitt Electric is hiring. Join their team today by going to pittelectric.com. Take a time out, come back, wrap up hour number 1. Coming up hour number 2, wall-to-wall football talk with Antoine Staley from the New York Daily News, now covering the Jets. We'll talk NFL, we'll talk ECU, college football, and more with Antoine. And also Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us at the tail end of hour number 2 on into hour 3. So a lot more Pirate football talk on the way on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
So how does show points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So how does show points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you need is sweaty relatives. Guarantee your air conditioning system is ready to keep everybody cool. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
This is Braxton Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. If you're looking to purchase a home, it is still a great time, and being pre-qualified before you begin shopping is an advantage. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that can fit most financial situations. To get started, contact our experienced team of Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, Wanda Hager, or myself, Braxton Green, at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York-style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ says daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. And there's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Brock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Looking forward to being out at AJ's tonight at 8 o'clock. Well, we got Max Scherzer throwing against the Braves tonight. We'll have that on one of the TVs and whatever else you want. Ready for like some random action on a Wednesday night, some football. That's later in the year though, right?
Yeah, that sounds like fun to me.
We got to get through baseball and everything else before we get those rando nights. But we are, folks, a week and a half away from real football. Let's take a gander at that week 0 schedule for the umpteenth time that I've looked at to see what'll be going on. I'll have a fantasy draft that day, so that'll be fun. And while that's going on, we'll be watching Nebraska and Northwestern from Dublin, Ireland. That'll be on Fox. We'll kick it off once again. This happened a couple years ago. Let's go P. Austin P. kicking off the season at noon on Saturday, August 27th against Western Kentucky, and it will be on CBS Sports Network. Also, UConn at Utah State, Wyoming at Illinois. North Carolina will be in action against Florida A&M. Charlotte at FAU. Maybe that could be a fun one. Coming up Saturday night, the 27th on CBS Sports Network. North Texas at UTEP. Vandy at Hawaii. And Nevada and New Mexico State, although it says time to be announced. They really don't have a kickoff time for their game yet? They probably do.
They might need to get one soon.
Yeah. But Vanderbilt at Hawaii, that could be a fun one late night on
that game
CBS
is on
Sports.
Flow Sports.
Yeah, old Flow. Welcome back. Love the Flow. So there you go. Week 0 coming up.
Going to be honest, not a sexy lineup, but
no.
But going to be honest, I don't care because it's football and it's back. And it's back next Saturday, baby.
You've ordered your ribeye and, you know, your tater and all that. Like, you're not that concerned about the appetizer because you know the meal's going to be so good. But you're not going to poo-poo a, fried mozzarella triangle.
Like, you're hungry. You're hungry. You're like, hey, let's get something small. Let's get, and it doesn't have to be the greatest thing, but let's get something to, let's get an appetizer before the nice meal.
As I just explained, you're just repeating what I said.
And let's enjoy it.
Okay. I thought you were going to add to it, but no, you were just...
I think I was, and then I forgot.
What happened? All right, we'll have our David Price Construction countdown to kickoff tomorrow. You got any spoilers, or you want to wait till tomorrow?
I'll just say this.
All right.
We're in the teens.
Woohoo!
We're in the teens.
In the teens, folks. In those teens. And also, we are excited about just over 2 weeks from today, the Pirate Radio football kickoff party.
Oh, yeah. State
Theater, across the street. We'll be there. Tickets still available. Going fast. Get them while they're hot. $10, pr927fm.com. You can go there and pick up your tickets. And guess what? The Clydesdales will be there. Clydesdale Singular will be there. One of the famous Budweiser Clydesdales will be out at the party. You can get your picture taken with them. You can touch a Clydesdale. It is a moment that has never happened before in Greenville, North Carolina.
Nope, never. And you'll be able to enjoy some nice music, too. Some 80s music by the Breakfast Club as well.
The world-famous 80s band Breakfast Club will be performing at that party coming up on Thursday, September the 1st. And tell you what, while we're talking college football, Chandler, let's take another one of those ganders like we just did.
Let's take a quick gander.
How about the Thursday night schedule that night? Central Michigan at Oklahoma State, the backyard brawl between West Virginia and Pitt, and VMI at Wake Forest.
Is that rivalry being renewed? I feel like they haven't been playing.
They're playing a game. So, yeah.
But I feel like that I remember back in the late 2000s, that was like Pat White versus Pittsburgh. I feel like it's been years since they've faced each other, so that'll be going on during the Pirate Radio football kickoff party.
CJ, where's that game being played? West Virginia at Pittsburgh. What stadium is that game in? What is
I
it?
almost said it.
Say it. Oh, well, say one of the names.
Heinz Field.
Okay, now say the updated stadium.
Acrisure Stadium.
Do you know how to say it?
I think it's Acrisure.
Acrisure Stadium.
I guess.
God,
Heinz Field.
What a bummer. I'm still calling it Three Rivers Stadium. It'll be at Three Rivers there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That is so weird to see Acrisure Stadium. And those are just top 25 games, Chandler. Let's unveil the entire list, shall we?
Shall we?
We shall. We shall indeed. All right, so that Thursday night, other games going on. Ball State at Tennessee, South Carolina State, UCF. Let's see, anything else? Purdue, Penn State. Thursday night, September 1st, 8 o'clock, Fox, on the Big Fox, Purdue, Penn State.
I like that matchup.
I like that. Louisiana Tech at Missouri. I was going to say Mizzou and Missouri and got caught up there. So a pretty good slate of games for that Thursday night. We'll be partying, and then afterwards checking out some live college football. So that'll be exciting. We will talk some football when we return with Antoine Staley. Antoine covering the New York Jets for the New York Daily News. But we'll talk East Carolina football, NFL, everything in between when we open up hour number 2 of Pirate Radio Live. We're going to hit some music here. And then we're going to go to break and come back with Antoine. And there it is. This feels 80s.
Doesn't it feel like the opening to like some 80s sitcom?
A sitcom, yeah.
The credits are rolling right now.
About a family. And then they show the goofy neighbor.
Yep, the goofy neighbor.
He's got like a floppy hat and a rake in his hand. And then there's a kid chasing the dog. And the parents look on and they put their arms around each other and just smile and shake their head.
They have like, gosh.
Oh, Billy.
All right, we'll be back to whatever show we're describing right after this.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold.
DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. UniversitySportswearENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, UniversitySportswearENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit UniversitySportswearENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. UniversitySportswearENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Last year, we found out that I had cancer. We were all super scared. Mom and Dad said they don't know what we would have done if Riley's Army hadn't been there for us.
We invite you to join us on Saturday, August 27th at the Hilton Greenville for the Glow for Gold Gala, benefiting Riley's Army, presented by Grover Gaming. Tickets can be found at rileysarmy.com or by calling 252-481-4471.
Riley's Army hopes that you never need them, but if you do, they'll be there for your family, just like they were for mine.
Do you have an old injury or just some pain that keeps holding you back? It's time for you to get better. With Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we can help you get your life back. Whether you need to get back to a sport, back in the gym, or just back to enjoying life, our team of specialists use a one-on-one, hands-on approach in our state-of-the-art facility to get you back moving again. Don't settle for where you are. Don't stay in pain. Visit kptonline.com today to see how Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's Midsummer Stream event. Beautiful furniture at unbelievable low prices. Store-wide savings on beautiful looks for your home. Bonus savings of 25% off accessories, plus 6 months special financing. We have hundreds of top name brands in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Enjoy sweet dreams on a new mattress with 48 months special financing with no minimum purchase. During the Midsummer Stream event, on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us. We'll dive more into ECU Fall Camp and have some comments from Mike Houston. Chandler, take over. Good job, Chandler. Thanks. Well, appreciate that. We got to have some notes or something you can go to right if I have a sneeze.
Oh, I didn't know where you were going with that.
Right, I know. We got to, but like moving forward, there's got to be something you could just start talking about off the top of your head. Maybe go.
Good idea.
I'll tell you what. Next time I need to take a sneeze, just update us on what's going on with the ECU long snapping position.
That's perfect.
Just dive right into it.
Because that's something I know very well.
All right, good. All right, bless me. Good old Bailey sneeze. Sounds good there. Shirley Rhodes, CJ Schaefer, Clip Brock, Chan Man feeling good after that sneeze and ready to talk some football with Antoine Staley, who joins us on the Pit Electric Live line. Antoine now covering the New York Jets with the New York Daily News, and he joins us here today. Antoine, good to chat with you again. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Doing good. Feeling real good after that sneeze. Antoine, you're like a modern athlete. You sign like 1-year deals and then you move on to the next spot. Since we've been talking to you, you've covered the Dolphins, the Oregon Ducks, now the Jets. So I was thinking about it, looking at the map. I guess your next spot will be San Diego State or San Diego Padres, because you got to cover all corners of the United States, right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I actually lived in L.A. for about 8 years. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I've been everywhere at this point.
Well-traveled, Antoine Staley joining us, and congrats on the beat spot there with the New York Daily News covering the Jets, man. How did all that come about?
I got offered a position, covering the Jets. Somebody had left, and they thought it might be I might be interested in going back and covering the NFL, and yeah, it definitely was, and definitely a good opportunity, especially for a newspaper like this. And definitely, it's something I definitely couldn't turn down. So I'm definitely excited about getting started here and definitely doing my thing. And yeah, I definitely think it's a great opportunity.
Antoine, you go into an interesting spot there, second-year head coach, second-year starting quarterback, and you almost had some really big news to break if that Zach Wilson injury had gone the way many thought it would the other night when he was hurt. But looks like that Zach Wilson and the Jets are dodging a bullet when it comes to Wilson, right?
Yeah, I mean, he might miss week 1, and that's probably about it. But yeah, it definitely looks like he's out of the woods. Yesterday they declared his surgery to be a success. They feel like it might be 2 to 4 weeks before he's back there on the field. Meanwhile, Joe Flacco, who's the backup quarterback, and a lot of people remember him with the Ravens, might start week 1 against his former team. But after that, Zach Wilson should be good to go. So they definitely could have been a lot worse. I think a lot of people were expecting it to be worse because non-contact injuries in sports are hardly a good thing.
Chandler, how about that? We could have Baker versus the Browns and Flacco versus the Ravens. I like that.
I like that.
The NFL writes these scripts, Antoine, that they somehow figure it out every year. They always keep it entertaining.
Storyline.
Yes, sir.
It's just the best storyline in sports always seems to happen in the NFL.
We were talking AFC East last week. The Bills, of course, the overwhelming favorite, not just in that division, but in the AFC, and they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year. You could argue who the second best team is in that division. I'm high on the Dolphins, love their head coach, and love what they are doing on the offensive side. And then you can never count out the Patriots, Bill Belichick. They went on that run late in the regular season last year before stumbling in the playoffs. And then we got to the Jets, and I was trying to figure out how to describe them. Like, are they a plucky team that maybe is on the rise that's going to maybe play the role of spoiler? Are they truly, bottom of the barrel there in the AFC East? Like, how do you look at this team heading into the 2022 season?
I think they'll be better. I mean, they won 4 games last year, and I think they substantially got better on both sides of the ball. You look at what they did in the draft and drafting Sauce Gardner there at number 4 overall, also getting Garrett Wilson at number 10 overall, and then coming back into the first round and acquiring Jermaine Johnson from Florida State, and also getting Breece Hall from Iowa State, who I feel like is probably the best running back in the draft. So they did a lot to solidify their offense and defense. Also did a good job on the offensive line, getting Lincoln Tomlinson there away from San Francisco, and recently just signing Dwayne Brown, too, to replace Mekhi Becton on the offensive line. So I definitely like the direction that they're going in. I think they might be a little bit of a school. I think I could see them winning about 7 games, maybe 8, depending on if things break right. Their schedule early on is very, very difficult. To be honest with you, like the first 5 games. But if they can get beyond that and get maybe like 2 and 3, I definitely think they have a shot to kind of upset some teams along the way.
Antoine, how about the head coach, Robert Saleh? We see a lot of Dan Campbell now, especially since the Lions are on Hard Knocks, and 2 similar guys going into their first head coaching gigs, full-time head coaching gigs last season. And he seems, you just look at him, not a guy you want to meet in the dark alley. Seems like he can really motivate a team. Like, how is the team kind of taking to him right now?
They love him. They think he's kind of like a player's coach. Their players love playing for him. I know Dwayne Brown yesterday, specifically during his intro press conference, talked about how Robert Saleh was one of the reasons why he wanted to come to the Jets. The two were together in Houston when Saleh was a young assistant coach. And he just they like the direction that this team is going in, and they feel like they're building it, from the ground up. And it still may take about a year or so to get where they want to be, but I think a lot of players love the direction that this team is headed. It's just going to be up to Zach Wilson, and can he turn the corner? Last year he really struggled as a rookie, as many quarterbacks tend to do, but they feel like he's the guy to move this team forward and take them where they want to be.
And for our fantasy folks listening, how is the rookie Breece Hall looking in camp so far?
I think he's going to be a guy that's potentially a candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I definitely think him and Michael Carter are going to split some carries, at least at first. But I definitely think Breece Hall may get a bulk of those carries as the season goes on. I definitely think they really like him. They like the way he can catch the ball out the backfield, especially, and also the way that he runs, between tackles as well. So, yeah, I mean, fantasy owners, you may be a little frustrated there, with Breece Hall. I wouldn't take him early, but I definitely think he could be a later pick that could pay off dividends for people.
Antoine, how about covering the Dolphins? And you hadn't been there long enough to really feel the full flavor of the Jets fans yet. But, New York market versus kind of and this is stereotyping, but laid back Dolphins fans. Yeah, they're engaged, but they don't really care. They live in Miami. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. So, how about that difference? Do you anticipate that the fans that you'll be interacting with there in New York compared to maybe previous stops?
Well, I'll say this, the fans outside, there's a lot of Dolphin fans everywhere, especially considering Dan Marino was so popular back in the 90s. So I think they're, not just Dolphin fans in Miami, but all around. Some of them are fiery, especially the way they defend Tua right now. We're kind of picking on them.
Yeah.
But I think as far as comparisons, I definitely think, I think Dolphin fans are really eager to win a playoff game for the first time in 22 years. I think Jets fans are sort of like that, but the drought hasn't, as far as winning playoff games, hasn't been as long. But both of these teams are really struggling, and they're thirsty to get their teams back on track. I think that's kind of the common denominator between the two franchises.
Antoine Staley joining us, covering the New York Jets. But Antoine, as folks know, your previous stops on the show, we bounce around. So let's talk, I don't know, how about the Pirates? How about Mike Houston heading into year 4? Got some optimism here locally, Antoine, despite a very tough schedule. Starts out, of course, with NC State, who comes in 13th ranked in the country. The Pirates have 3 more teams on the schedule that are in the AP top 25. And it's kind of a I guess, top-heavy schedule at the end of the season for the Pirates. So they'll have some very winnable games early on once you get past NC State. And then on that back end, when you start to see Cincinnati and BYU and UCF and Houston and those teams, really toughens up. So what are your thoughts on the Pirates heading into 2022?
I like the way Houston has really solidified this team in the trenches. I think that was really a big issue in the previous years. I think now they're a team that's going to be very physical on both sides of the ball, and they're really deep at the running back position. Obviously, you're talking about Keaton Mitchell and also Rajay Harris go along with Holton Ayers as well. So I love the way direction of this team. I think last year was a big step forward. It's unfortunate they couldn't play in the bowl game. I really feel like that would have gave them extra momentum heading into the year. But, this NC State game is obviously big. I know, obviously, it's a rivalry game. People obviously want to beat State, as they always do. But even if they don't, I still feel like this team is a 8-win team this upcoming year, especially with the schedule that's going about. I feel like they can beat UCF. I think UCF is as strong as they have been. BYU and Cincinnati is definitely, and Houston are definitely going to, be potential hiccups. But if they can, take care of business early, I think they can, at least win 8 games, if not 9 also if you add in the bowl game.
Antwan Staley joining us, and the one shame about college football, Antwan, I could ask you, who do you got winning the championship this year? And it's a list of like 3 teams that we just kind of rehash every single year pretty much. So that's kind of a shame. How about when you're covering Oregon, what is their perception on the landscape of college football? And now, it's different now than it was when you were covering Oregon with UCLA and USC off to the Big Ten. So the thing continues to shift. But what is the thought there in the Pac-12 when it comes to the SEC and your Big Ten with Ohio State, with Michigan, and the Big 12 with Oklahoma and Texas, who are off to the SEC? I don't know. Do they feel like they're kind of left out there on the West Coast?
I think so. I think, with UCLA and USC leaving, I actually wrote an article not too long before I left that I think Oregon needs to reevaluate what they're doing in the Pac-12 because so they don't get left behind. Because anytime you have the second biggest market in the country leave an entire conference like the Pac-12, I mean, it hurts. It definitely is. And now you got these other conferences that are trying to poach teams, whether it be the Big 12 or also the Big 10 teams away. I definitely think Oregon has to reevaluate what they want to do moving forward. I know Pac-12 officials have said they're going to look at, expanding, but who they're going to bring in, Boise State, San Diego State, that doesn't necessarily have the same flavor. But, yeah, I mean, as far as this year, Oregon and also Utah has really good opportunity to kind of judge their teams based on the opponents, especially because they're both playing SEC opponents. Utah plays Florida week 1 in the Swamp. That'll be interesting. And then you got Oregon and Georgia in Atlanta, which is a quote-unquote neutral game, however you want to look at it. But, yeah, they can definitely judge their season to kind of like a measuring stick game for both of those franchises. I mean, both of those organizations and teams. And I definitely think those are probably the best two teams in the Pac-12. Also go along with USC this upcoming year.
I'd love to see the record for those SEC teams in those kickoff games because they just dominate those games. And that Utah one you mentioned is different. Utah is a road favorite in the Swamp against Florida, but that is shout out to these schools and these coaches for scheduling this game. It's a very unique matchup, seeing the Utes there in Gainesville.
Yeah, I mean, Urban Meyer's two former teams playing each other. So, yeah, it's definitely weird there, especially considering how long Kyle Whittingham has been there. His ties to Urban Meyer, too, as well. But, yeah, Utah, a lot of people are high on the Utes right now. They're number 7 in the country in the AP poll, and a lot of people think they could – if there's a team that could contend for a national championship and play some spoiler in the college football playoff, I think some people think it's the Utes.
Antoine Staley joining us. You've had experience in both now, Antoine. Which do you like covering more, NFL or college? And for me, I think about it, we're working all day on Saturday. It's a lot of fun working in this line of work, but we're doing a pregame show, a postgame show, so Saturdays are kind of full. I love my NFL Sunday off, so I can enjoy it, watch Red Zone, watch my team, watch every game. So you kind of got to factor that in too, right? So which one do you enjoy covering more, Antoine, college or NFL?
I would probably say the NFL just a little bit, even though I love covering them both. I just love having the freedom to cover to cover the NFL and having college football Saturdays off, just not doing anything. And it's so many games too, like from noon all the way to, if you want to stay up to like 1:30 in the morning, you could definitely do that too and catch like Boise State or Hawaii and something like that.
Hey, we got Hawaii Vanderbilt and 2 Saturdays from now, and I'm gonna be up watching every second of it.
Me and you both. I guess we'll be tweeting each other.
Yes, sir.
Late night watching it.
There you go. Watch along late night. Vandy out on the island playing Hawaii. But you're right. It is wall to wall and a lot of fun. And I miss those Saturdays. Although the good news, we talked about this, Chandler, East Carolina in a scheduling quirk this year. Antoine will have 3 straight Saturdays off of football because they'll play Friday night by Friday night. I think is the way it goes. So that's going to be a weird deal. And again, you got football now in the NFL, Thursday, Saturday at some points in the season, Sunday, Monday. So you just about got football on every night of the week when that action begins late in the year.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then even, I know you'll be covering the NC State ECU game, but that game starts at noon. So you'll at least have be able to catch some of the night games later on that day too, as well.
I think Ohio State and Notre Dame that night to kick it off, I believe. So looking forward to that. Antwan Staley joining us on the Pit Electric live line, talking all things football. Antoine, how about let's get back to the NFL. Bills, are they the favorite to win? Do you still like Mahomes and the Chiefs? Seems like the AFC, if you compare it to the NFC, is pretty top-heavy on that side.
I like the Bills to come out the AFC. I really do. I love Josh Allen's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, arguably the best right now. I like obviously Stephon Diggs is a big playmaker for him, and I feel like they've solidified their running game by drafting a guy like a James Cook as well. And defensively, they're strong, and getting Elo well from Florida, drafting him on the opposite side of Tre'Davious White, who's coming back from a major injury. Now you have 2 shutdown corners, which I feel like you definitely have to have in the AFC, where you got these receivers. You got like talented receivers all on one team, so you definitely have to have really good corners, not just one shutdown corner. But I love the Bill. I really do. I think the Chiefs are still going to be there with Mahomes. He still gives them the best chance, but I just feel like they've taken a little bit of a hit offensively, obviously with Tyreek Hill not there, but also defensively they're not. I don't feel like they're as sound as Buffalo is too as well. So I like the Bills coming out of the AFC this year and maybe winning the Super Bowl. That's the first time, I think anybody said that since the early 90s.
Yeah, and it's fun to see. Love their fans. Love when it's rocking up there. Always enjoy seeing that, especially when a team goes through a drought like they have. How about the NFC? And if Rams were there last year, Brady's still with the Bucs, so you got to put them up there. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a ton around him. I guess he does in the backfield, but not the receiver position, and they're the favorite there, I guess, along with Minnesota in the North. I don't really love anybody in the NFC East. Maybe you do, but NFC it seems tough to pick. It just doesn't seem like the talent level's there.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people pick the Rams, but it's so hard to repeat. Super Bowl champions. Like, I don't know if they necessarily win the NFC. You never go against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, although obviously he's getting older, but he's still proving to playing at a high level there. I mean, I can't really trust the Cowboys, although I think they are the best team in that division. I know some people. I know you're a big Commanders fan, but yeah, I don't know how well they're going to do this upcoming year. So yeah, it's a crapshoot, and I want to pick the Packers, but they just lost the best receiver in football, and then I feel like they kind of underachieved in the playoffs the last few years. So are they a better team than what they were last year? I don't think so. So it's really a crapshoot. If I had to pick, I probably would just pick Tampa Bay just because Tom Brady and I trust him to get there. But it's really a dice game picking a team to come out of the NFC.
Yeah,
right now.
It's up in the air, and that's what makes it fun. Antoine Staley joining us. Antoine, we'll let you get back to it, man. Got who do the Jets have preseason this week?
They got the Falcons on Monday Night Football, so yeah, it'll be ESPN. So
good deal.
Everybody will be able to tune into that.
And where can we check out what you're doing now? Where can we go? New York Daily News?
Yeah, New York Daily News, nydailynews.com, and also Antwan Staley on Twitter.
Good deal. Antoine, always a pleasure, man. We'll see if we can track you down sometime during the season this fall and talk more football with you.
All right, sounds good, Dan. You take it easy.
Thank you, man. Antoine Staley joining us today on Pirate Radio Live on the Pit Electric Live Line, covering the New York Jets. Interesting team on the rise. I remember when they played the Panthers week 1 last year.
Yeah.
And we were, your overreactions to week 1. Zach Wilson, he was slinging it around that day. Of course, they asked him to throw it quite a bit, if I remember.
I would say it was an overreaction in week 1, week 2, and week 3. You played the Jets, then you played a Saints team who was kind of depleted. They did whip up on the Green Bay Packers in week 1 when they played their home game in Jacksonville. But then you go on the road and play the Texans. So, yeah, there was a lot of overreaction going on. And I remember being 3-0, and I remember saying, I'm glad to be 3-0 and be ahead of the pack. But, yeah, a lot of overreaction there.
And then that Cowboys game, week 4, the tide started to turn. Yeah, a little bit for sure in terms of waking up.
Call.
Let's take a break. We will come back. More to go. Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. We got Stephen Igoe joining us later on this hour. A lot more to go. Back with you after this.
Let's party, Pirate Nation. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light on Thursday, September 1st is approaching fast, and tickets are on sale right now for only $10. 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to these 4 local charities: Sportworks Ministries, Riley's Army, Daughters for Dads, and the Heather Ann Batiste Scholarship Fund for the ECU School of Nursing. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party will feature entertainment by America's favorite 1980s tribute band, The Breakfast Club.
Trying to stop my hands from shaking. Something in my mind's not making sense.
Plus, the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales will be on site for a photo opportunity. The place to be to kick off football season is at the State Theater in downtown Greenville for the best party of the year. Go to pr927fm.com now and get your tickets before it sells out, and we'll see you Thursday, September 1st at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Your first stop for shopping is at Shimmer Boutique. This is Ashley from Shimmer. We are fully stocked with the latest apparel, shoes, and accessories and more. If you need gift ideas or some shopping therapy for yourself, stop by today. Looking for the hottest shoes on the market? Shimmer has the biggest selection of Hey Dudes anywhere. Shimmer has the newest Yeti products and colors. Want this year's most popular bag? Shimmer has a great selection of all your bog bag needs and accessories. Shimmer in Greenville, Winterville, and Jacksonville.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. With a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Kyle Gaines at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We are growing, so is our service department. We're adding more space to provide a faster, more affordable service for you. Come sit down with our team and let us customize your next Jeep or truck. Have the freedom to pick out your own lift, wheels, and tires and more. Drive a little, save a lot when it comes to customizing your next vehicle. We're at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located off 264 West in Washington, North Carolina, and online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations have a top. Let me try that sentence again. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas. That includes the 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. You know what we need? We need a Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard update presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
Earlier today, the Twins knocked off the Royals 4-0. That final score. Cubs beat the Nationals 3-2. And it was the Reds 1-0 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Game's going on right now. The Orioles are hitless. In a scoreless game against the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 5th, Mariners and Angels. No score there between those two. And the Padres and Marlins getting underway as well. No score in that one on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck, I enjoyed your preview of the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck for Week 0, the first Thursday night, and Week 1.
I love matchups.
I'm glad you do.
Love matchups.
Hey, if you love sports, you love matchups.
You got to love the matchups. And we have talked about them, and we talked ECU, NC State so much at this point. There's still more to dive into. We really haven't taken a deep dive into NC State yet. We talked to Tony during the summer.
Tony.
And we'll talk to Tony Haynes coming up the week of the game. But maybe starting next week, we'll start to dive more, get some state guests on, get a closer look at what they have coming into this the matchup with East Carolina.
We could talk to the Stephen Igoe of NC State, Corey Smith.
We'll do that.
24/7 Sports.
We could talk to Bradley Chubb.
Could talk to him. Good luck. Could talk to Russell Wilson.
Phillip Rivers.
Could talk to, Torrey Holt.
Yeah, all of them. Man, we'll get them on. Hey, could you help me out with that?
Sure.
All right, get on it. Shirley, guess what I watched this weekend?
What did you watch?
Do you remember during, I want to say it was like during baseball postseason, we watched a lot of games here on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and they kept showing advertisements for a movie. And do you remember this face in those advertisements?
Oh, the Black Phone. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
The Black Phone is available on Peacock, and I watched it over the weekend. Anybody else seen it?
I have not.
No.
Your assessment of said movie?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Really?
Do you suggest us watch it?
I would suggest Shirley watch it.
Nope.
Really?
I don't do scary movies. You know that.
You know that clip.
I say that because of the era. It's got a Stranger Things era feel to it. I don't know exactly when it was set, but it feels very
80-ish.
Early 80s.
Okay, that's fair.
There's that part of it. And it's not... Well, okay. If you don't like, it's not like super scary. There's no like real jump scares or anything. Like it's a cool, neat story. So I would.
Okay.
Cool, creepy story.
Chandler, I'm not going to suggest anything for you to watch.
I'm glad.
Because he wouldn't watch it either.
I mean, you come in here today talking about you watched Hard Knocks episode 1 last night.
And guess what I'm watching before I go to trivia tonight? Episode 2.
The show that I watched last night, Hard Knocks episode 2 that came out.
I mean, is it illegal to watch something late? I mean, are the cops here? Oh my God, the FBI has just busted through the Pirate Radio studios.
Well,
I'm guilty. I am guilty. Take me away. I watched it late. Sir, you're under arrest. You have a warrant out for your arrest.
Let me ask you this. Are you paying for your HBO Max or are you getting it illegally?
This is my roommate's.
Okay. Because that would be illegal.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
I just wanted to make sure. Because if the cops are on their way...
I do everything legally.
I know. You are a legal beagle. That is for sure.
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Yes, you are. I'm enjoying Hard Knocks, Dan Campbell. I don't know.
He is a trip.
Yeah. He's...
aggressive. And I've already saw the Jamal Williams speech, but watching it again last night just fires me up.
Yeah. He cries talking to the team.
I think he's crying because he's on the Detroit Lions.
See, now that's mean.
That is mean. I'm sorry.
Don't be mean.
And I saw that fat SOB Devin Funches.
Hey, caught him a touchdown.
He did. Yes,
and if you watch Hard Knocks episode 2, which you claimed you were going to do so one day later,
they highlight him.
You will see him catch a touchdown in the preseason game.
Sweet.
And Coach Campbell has a nickname for him, and you'll hear that.
I can't wait to hear what Dan Campbell has for his nickname.
So there's a tease for you coming up tonight. All right, let's go back to our practice report brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Let's hear more from Mike Houston earlier today. We left off at Cut 5. What do you have scheduled the rest of the week, and what do you want to see from the second scrimmage of the fall?
I think, you want to have a starting point after Saturday. Tomorrow will be a shells practice. Work a lot on our return units. Just work some late game stuff tomorrow. Friday is a very light day, and then the scrimmage Saturday. Just want to show improvement from last week, which I expect to be pretty significant. Want to come out of Saturday feeling really good about where we are roster-wise, and then start preparation for NC State on Sunday.
All right, Coach Houston touched on this a little bit, but he was asked if he wants to solidify some spots, including that third running back, by the end of Saturday's scrimmage.
I think, you want to have a starting point after Saturday. It'll change throughout the year. We all know that. I mean, there's somebody that won't travel, won't dress for NC State, won't play against NC State, that'll probably play significant minutes late in the year. That happens every year. But you really, it's like the running backs. Today, you know who your first two are. So, you had your other running backs getting the live reps today because, the live reps are hot now. And so that's when you find out, what can Pop do? What can Marlon do? What can Camaro do? What can Nemo do? Because it's one thing to be out there and thud. It's another when it's a hot drill right there and they know they're going to get hit.
Hey, we got a Pop mention there at least, Jim.
Hey, yeah.
Been waiting on a Pop mention.
Been ready for that pop.
We've heard a lot of Marlon Gunn and some Camaro Edmonds talk this preseason when it comes to the third running back. I like this. Mike Houston, I guess, was asked about it's good to be worrying who your second and third string guys are as opposed to your starters. That is a big change from year 4 to year 1 with Mike Houston.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You don't know how good it is.
A little different than the past few years.
Yeah. Well, last year we kind of knew. You knew Rajay and Keaton, but now they're veterans. Now it's, Rajay's over there asking me, why am I not on the kickoff team? You stand over there next to me for this drill. They want to be on there for everything. They want to be out there on special teams. They want to be out there every rep on offense. But that's good. That's great leadership. Because when your best players are your hardest workers and your best competitors, that really makes your chemistry good. So, but it's good to have those two guys back and be looking for who's next.
All right, and also the Jenny Shelton cameo in there, by the way. More on Rajay and Keaton providing positivity to the Pirate football team.
Happy in the locker room, on the sideline.
Oh, and they're out there.
Smiles all the time.
They're out there talking to the defensive coaches when they score, and when somebody else on offense scores, they're talking to whomever. We have a good positive vibe right now in the locker room.
Hey, Jenny and Glenn, can you get out of my Mike Houston cuts?
Shut up!
Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Back-to-back cuts. Jenny
Big
and Glenn.
Dog was going in.
Why don't you just stand up there behind the podium and talk?
They're doing a great job.
I love them. I love them to death.
I love them to death. To death, I love them.
Second to none.
Second to none.
All right, let's hear who chimes in here. Could we get an Ellerby? Maybe a CJ? If Wes Hines is in this cut, I'm leaving. I'm going to go ahead and say it. If I hear Wes in the middle of this answer talk, I'm out of here. He talked about Luke Lawson and how he's coming along with the punting game.
It was in the midsection.
I think Luke has been very consistent. He's a really smooth operator. I think he's been very good with ball placement. I really like, what we did protection-wise today. We brought a lot of heat at the punt unit. I thought we did a good job with the protection coverage. I think the backup punters, there's where the competition is right now. Dave Chapeau and Andrew Conrad both competing very well right there for the backup spot. They both are doing other things, too. Chapeau is our backup holder right now. Andrew's competing for the kickoff job. So I'm really pleased with where we're at right there in that room.
All right, there is Mike Houston talking earlier today on our Flight by Yuengling practice report. The next generation of light beer. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling, available wherever beer is sold. And I got a few more Mike Houston comments to get to at some point later on in the program. Stephen Igoe going to join us in just a few. We'll say goodbye to Chandler Honeycutt for a little while. You going to be back before we wrap it up, you think?
I'll try to be.
Okay, that means no. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, if my meeting goes smoothly and goes quick, I'll be back.
Would you really do that? Or would you just go home and say my meeting went a little long? Because that's what I would do. I'm going to just be honest with you.
Well, that's not how I work. But
that's not how you operate?
That's not how I operate.
That's not in your DNA?
If the work clock is still going, I've got to report back.
All right, well, we'll see you back here later on in the show.
All right.
Can't wait.
See you guys tomorrow.
Chandler Honeycutt exiting for the time being because this man has jobs on top of jobs.
Subject to change.
Doing one more, folks. All right, Igoe going to join us. A lot more Pirate football talk. We got a position preview to get to as well. We'll talk Pirate safeties all ahead and a new line on the Igoe intro song, which continues to get longer. So that's exciting. We're up to 3 minutes. More to go. PRL back with you after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
You know, everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. But the good news is, you know, we're getting vehicles from the factory every single week. So what the customer can do is come in, get an appraisal on their trade-in if they have one. They can pick a vehicle that's incoming and actually kind of build it how they want. And then when it gets here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, they're actually taking delivery of a new vehicle.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Bms Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. Bms Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for Bms Builders.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you.
Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
It's bow time. Why are Bojangles Chicken Supremes called Supremes? Well, with golden crispy chicken tenderloins this juicy, tender, and full of bold flavor, what else would you call them? Superbs? Nah, that would be weird. Get your Chicken Supremes combo today with a scratch-made biscuit, your choice of fixin', legendary iced tea, and have you heard there's a new sauce in town? Try our new creamy buffalo sauce when you get a Chicken Supremes combo today. It's bow time.
What's up? This is Bryson Worrell, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light on Thursday, September 1st is approaching fast, and tickets are on sale right now for only $10, and 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to 4 local charities. They are the Sports Works Ministries, Riley's Army, Daughters for Dads, the Heather Ann Pertee Scholarship Fund at the ECU School of Nursing. Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party will also feature entertainment by America's favorite 80s tribute band, The Breakfast Club, plus the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales will be on site. You can take photos with the Clydesdales. The place to be to kick off football season is at the State Theater in downtown Greenville for the best party of the year. Go to pr927fm.com right now to get your tickets before they sell out, and we'll see you on Thursday, September 1st. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Pretty cool to be a part of the first ever trip to Greenville, North Carolina by the world famous Budweiser Clydesdales. And as Shirley said, get up close and personal with one at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party.
Which I think is going to be super, super cool.
That is. It's going to be neat to have those giant mammoths right here in our backyard. And then the following day, they'll be delivering beer to area places, including Pirate Radio, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, in their classic little, what do you call that, a beer carriage?
Yeah, they'll be in formation, 8 of those beautiful Clydesdales.
That's going to be so cool.
A sight to see here in downtown Greenville. All right, so Igoe is going to join us, and he said he's a couple minutes out. I've never done this before. Usually when I introduce a guest, he's here beside me or on the phone, but the Igoe intro song is so long that we can start it, and I think by the time it finishes, he'll be here. So let's go ahead and start the Igoe intro song, and he'll join us here momentarily.
Igoe, Igoe,
Igoe, Igoe, he's the one you know. Igoe, he's Big Boomer's bro. Igoe, he's good at MLB The Show. Igoe,
where did Chandler go?
Igoe. I'm sitting right here, bro. Igoe. This song continues to grow. Igoe.
Can we just get back to the show?
Igoe.
Hi, this is Mike Orozco.
Igoe. Dave Doran lost to Coach Mo. Igoe. Ho, ho, ho! Igoe. We should have Corey Glore saying hello. Igoe.
Hello.
Igoe. This part's in slow-mo.
I go, I go, I go, I go, I go.
Score! Sebastian Aho!
I go, I go, I go, I go, I go. He's back in studio. I go, I go, I go, I go, I go. CJ, you're up.
I'll take Hunter Renfro.
I go, I go, I go, I go, I go. I go, I go, I go, I go. All right, we are back, and guess what? Stephen Igoe is here. Already making demands at what we watch while he's on the show, and that would be his beloved Seattle Mariners, who are in a playoff chase, Igoe.
This only happens once every 20 years, so
it's like a comet flying through the skies. Good to see you, Stephen.
It's good to be back. It also feels like every time I'm here, there's a Mariners getaway game going on.
Yeah, on a Wednesday afternoon, playing a late afternoon game. Oh, here we go. All right, Mariners second and third, one man out in the third inning on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck. Stephen, we always ask the players and coaches how it's going, but I want to ask you, how's your fall camp going?
My fall camp's going well. It's just busy. CJ, who is taking video of us right now, he's out there pretty much every day as we are, and the Pirate Radio team, the Hoist the Colors team. So it's a daily grind. Really, I tell people the preseason camp coverage is more of a grind than the actual season because it does get somewhat monotonous. You have to figure out different questions to ask. They're kind of doing the same drills every day, so it's monotonous for the players, also for us, but it's also fun because we get the most access that we do really all year in preseason camp.
I feel like, I don't know, what am I missing? Have there been major storylines this preseason camp for East Carolina?
I mean, not really. There's so little question marks because so much is coming back. Same coordinators, really the same staff almost across the board. So, like, there should be very little questions. I mean,
like
really,
next year, if the coaching staff is intact, which we hope it is, there will be a daily watch on Mason Garcia and the quarterbacks.
It'll be quarterback. It'll be that spring ball, summer, preseason camp. That'll be the entire topic next offseason is what's happening with the quarterback situation.
We just don't have that this year. We have who is running back 3. We do have, what is
who is tight end 5.
The pecking order at wide receiver, I think, is a question, but the way Mike Houston talks and you provide updates on Hoist the Colors and to us every week that, first of all, C.J. Johnson sounds like he's come back really strong. That's a good sign. But Isaiah Winstead is as advertised, according to what we hear on the practice fields there. Jalen Johnson's name gets thrown around quite a bit. I haven't heard much from the holdovers that are in the running this year, like a Tajee Hudson, like guys like that.
A lot of them have been either out with injury or the food poisoning situation. Like Kerry King missed like a week due to the food poisoning. Tajee Hudson's been out. Tyler Savage has been out. So they've had a lot of guys out for like a week or two with minor stuff. And so really, I mean, a lot of the guys repping at receiver right now outside of really Andre Pegues are like all the newcomers. Josh Murphy was a guy who had a chance to play this year, a walk-on receiver. He messed his knee up like the first day of practice, so he's going to be out for the year. And so that hurt the depth. You've had other guys out. And I think they're also being careful. Like this time of camp, you don't want to push anybody back before they need to come back and then cause a setback. So if this was game week, maybe some of these guys sitting out or taking it cautious would be getting more reps.
Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us. We will dive into the safety position coming up in the third hour of today's show, so coming up in a little bit. So on the calendar, Igoe, we've got another scrimmage coming up. We've got, I guess this is the end of fall camp this week. We'll have Media Day Saturday, kind of wrap that up, and then next week gets to your traditional game week practice schedule.
Yes.
Where they'll start to dive more into NC State. So that's the key dates, like the things to watch out for. When are they still, full pads and then scrimmage Saturday?
Yeah, so full pads. The last full pads day of this week, besides the scrimmage, was today. They'll go shells Thursday, and then kind of a scrimmage tune-up day Friday. And then basically next week will be a mock game week of sorts for them to really get ready for the actual game week the following week. So they'll get into their in-season schedule.
Is that still Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, as far as availability, or
yeah, as far as
because they'll practice Sunday and then they get Monday off for academics, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. So usually Tuesday and Wednesday are the heavy days for in-season game week, and that's also when we do, coordinator interviews or Coach Houston interviews, and then press conference is on Tuesday as well.
Heard from the coordinators earlier this week, and a ton of names listed out there. They were doing a lot of favors for the fans and for us earlier this week. Donnie Kirkpatrick, what do you think about his comments about Marlon Gunn? And he said after today's practice, he's moved into that third spot. That could change daily, it sounds like, but pretty interesting to hear the true freshman is the guy, at least when we talked to Donnie earlier this week, behind Keaton Mitchell, Rajay Harris.
Yeah, and he did say, a lot of that was based on the day he was talking, and I think it's kind of a day-to-day situation right now, and that's what is interesting about, that's really the only time during preseason camp we'll talk to the coordinators outside of after the scrimmage this coming Saturday. Then we'll start to get them on a weekly basis in season. So, right now, Kirkpatrick, Donnie especially gives so much information. I was trying to, balance, all right, this is the one time we've talked to him, how much of this is based on recent events versus how much is based on the entirety of camp. But, I think from what I've heard, Marlon Gunn is kind of trending towards having a really good shot to get that third role. I think just based on talent alone, making guys miss, carrying the football, getting positive yards, Marlon Gunn's probably the third best, but he's a freshman. He didn't have spring ball. How does he adapt as far as learning the whole offense, that sort of stuff? But the other issue is you got Pop McKay and Camaro Edmonds who have no real game experience either, so he's almost on an even playing field even though he's a true freshman. So my gut feeling is there's a good chance he ends up being that third back.
He also talked about Isaiah Winstead and how much pressure Isaiah is putting on himself with his final year. He talked about how the clock is different for him than, say, a younger receiver on this roster. So he is going all out, it sounds like, every single practice.
Yeah, and I think that was the vibe I got. Even when they were recruiting him, he really was just so serious about, this is his final chance to make it to the league. He really wants to prove he can be a number one receiver. And, that's obviously a great thing that he's got that determination and that will, but there's also, you can almost overdo it. So I think they're trying to get him to calm down a little bit. And also when you come in as a transfer who's kind of produced at every other stop, there are high expectations from the fan base. Us in the media, we talk about him, being the guy. So they don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he has performed well during camp. I think really Jalen Johnson from Georgia, though, I don't want to say he's been a surprise, but he's been, from what I understand, almost just as good in terms of just consistently making plays.
On the defensive side, I'm really starting to get excited, Igoe, and then I think back to previous season openers, and, the Pirates got bullied last year by Appalachian State, and got the same thing NC State, and then UCF was able to put some points on them as well in these openers. So, we'll see what happens week one, but overall I do feel pretty positive about this ECU defense going into the year, and Blake Harrell is so pleased with him. It sounds like he's adding more and more and more to it. Holton Ahlers, I asked Holton, who are some guys that are giving you trouble, giving the offense trouble, and the first person he said was Blake Harrell, because he's mixing things up so much, really making it tough on Ahlers and the quarterback. So sounds like Blake likes what he's got, and these players that we talked to really enjoy having Blake Harrell here for his third year, and the linebackers we talked to like having him as their position coach. Miles Berry and Xavier Smith are seeing things from the entire defense's perspective, not just the linebacker perspective. So look, it's fall camp, everybody's positive, but I'm starting to buy in to a good ECU defense in 2022.
I feel good about interior defensive line and linebackers. I said earlier, I feel like the linebackers, I almost feel better about them this year than last year. There's no dock on the guys last year, but just what they added, what they have coming back, I think they're in a good spot. I like the pieces in the secondary on paper. I'm just curious how it's all going to fit together. And I think, hopefully against a really good NC State team, there's not some growing pains. Because, I think the combination Tegan Wilk and Julius Wood with Jaira Wilson and Sean Dorso mixed in has more upside than what the previous safety play has been. But still, those guys have played kind of a part-time role previously. Now they're moving to a full-time role. So, how is all that going to look early in the season? We'll find out. But I do feel really good about it. I mean, they are too deep pretty much at every position, and they have almost 2 starters at every position. So even if a guy goes down or gets banged up, I feel comfortable with basically the number 2 going in almost every position. I'm sure the coaches do as well.
Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joining us. Let's take a break. We'll come back hour 3 and talk East Carolina safeties and more with Stephen Igoe as we head into break. Carlos Santana waving at strike 2. It is 2-0 Mariners in the 3rd inning. They have the bases loaded. We'll give you an update on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard when we return after this.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold.
DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
That perfect tractor package you've been eyeing at Quality Equipment just got a little more perfect. Haul your next 1, 3, or 5 Series John Deere tractor off the lot on your brand new trailer. Visit our site at QualityEquip.com to add it to your package. Start with Quality Equipment to get any task done right. We've got the full line of John Deere equipment priced right with low monthly payments and special financing. Plus, we service everything we sell. Visit QualityEquip.com to see our latest offers.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. The AAC football predictions are out. Some thoughts are next.
Hey, Pirate Nation, come party with us for the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party. It's back and approaching fast. Tickets are on sale right now for only $10. 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to local charities. Join our Pirate Radio crew Thursday, September 1st at the State Theater in downtown Greenville, featuring 80s music by The Breakfast Club, plus many more special surprises. Go to PR927fm.com right now to get your tickets before it sells out. And go Pirates!
The Pirates have been picked 6th in the 11-team AAC entering play in September. ECU is coming off a 7-5 season and a 5-3 record in the American. Probably something we've not talked enough about. 5-3 in league play is a whole lot better than what ECU has been in recent years. Yes, it shows progress as Coach Mike Houston enters his 4th season. Now for the rest of the league, the 3 defectors to the Big 12 are picked 1, 2, and 3. Houston is picked to win the league. Cincinnati, coming off last year's college football playoff team, is 2nd, and UCF is 3rd. SMU is picked 4th, Memphis 5th, again the Pirates 6th, Tulane 7th, Tulsa 8th, USF 9th, Navy 10th, and and Temple in the basement at number 11. Going into the year, there seems to be a top 3, a middle of the pack, and then they also ran. It's just about time to kick it off. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. The Mariners had a couple on a Carlos Santana 2-run single. They lead the Angels 4-0 in the third inning, and Igoe, that is a hit by pitch.
Hit my man's kneecap,
I believe, not a wild pitch. So Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard sees the Mariners up 4-0, bases loaded, and the Angels are a mess.
And there's nothing better than seeing the Mariners beat up the Angels.
There you go. C.J. Mayhew can't get there soon enough for Angels fans. All right, we got baseball going on, and we have football to talk about. And, Steven, let's go ahead and dive into our final defensive position preview. We'll talk special teams, I guess, right? We got to do a special teams.
We got special teams, we got sideline, and then we got media.
I knew you were going to say all that. Let's go to today's position, shall we? What's your favorite position?
Safety.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you. Favorite ECU safety?
Good pipes.
Favorite ECU safety?
Van Eskridge.
Van Eskridge, number 4.
He's your number 4? You're saying number 4?
He wore number 4.
Okay, yeah.
And would be my favorite. Who since then? Personally, Chip Thompson, because he was fun to talk to off the mic.
Magazoo.
Damon Magazoo.
Damon Magazoo
would be up there.
I feel like we're leaving out.
Well, going back, you're going to say the Hart twins and all those. But yeah, I'm trying to think now. I should have thought about this beforehand. I like doing things off the cuff, and maybe I should have done this.
I think Van was so good that he's easily, he's the unquestioned number 1 for me.
How about Zach Baker?
Zach Baker was solid. He was a solid player.
Yeah. Solid player on a bad team.
Yeah.
Can say that.
I feel like he made some plays.
He did. Zach Baker, the playmaker, was out there. Tried to give him that nickname, just didn't stick.
Warren Saba, really good, raspy interview.
God, thank you for
also a playmaker on what was a bad team became a good team.
Appreciate you bringing my name up, Steven. I love playing for them Pirate Boys. So yeah, a few safeties there. Last year I enjoyed DJ Ford being here. Made a somewhat of an impact on the field, but really came in and added some veteran leadership to the locker room, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I thought for a one-year player, he was very very good. He was a good interview. Enjoyed getting to know him. So, I mean, really, I feel like there's been a lot of quality safeties in the last few years, but there just haven't been many great
standout
safeties.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel, and I said it earlier, and we'll get into it, I feel like the current safeties on the roster have a chance to be those type of playmaking safeties, or one of them maybe already be that guy.
And let's look at some returners. And Tegan Wilk, people are really excited about him. Got to see him on the field last year. It seemed to always be around the ball. Blake Carroll, I think earlier this week, said one of the best at punching the ball out, and which is something they want to do.
4 forced fumbles last year.
Man.
I mean, and that was in 220 snaps or something like that.
Yeah, his plays per play, if that makes sense. The plays he makes on the field per play he's in the game,
I think,
seems very high.
Yeah. I mean, what you said technically right. I guess
there's a better way to say
turnovers created per snaps.
Yeah, and just even like being around the ball, tackles, everything. Like his impact per participation is not a good way to say it either. But what I'm trying to say is when he's in there, he's around the ball, he's making plays.
He makes things happen, and he plays the safety position where, of course he's going to be in coverage, but he's also going to be closer to the line of scrimmage more times than not, and that's kind of his game. Not that he's a true linebacker, but he's a really hard hitter, good tackler, smart, heady player. So he's just, I think him going into a full-time role, or more of a full-time role, because I think he'll still rotate safeties. I think it's really going to turn him if everything plays out like I think he could become like an all-conference guy just based off interceptions, fumbles forced, all that sort of stuff.
Well, let's do this, Igoe. Let's so people can draw on their whiteboard in their brains. Let's set up the defensive alignment for East Carolina. 3 defensive linemen, and then Lewis as a rush end. So basically, he's your 4th.
Yeah, it's kind of a hybrid.
We're going to put our 2 linebackers back there with Barry and Xavier, just for this example. And then you'll have that other position, which is a linebacker.
Sam linebacker, which is, they work with Trip Weaver. They're basically a safety. I can't remember if we included them in our...
I think we've already talked about Stringer and Wilson. I don't know. Maybe we didn't. Either way, that is another linebacker / safety position.
Yeah.
So then you've got 2 more guys on the field. Where is Wilk lined up on the field?
Well, because, he's going to be one of the deep safeties to start the formation. On the back end, you got your 2 traditional safeties. But, if it's a run, heavy set, or, some type of situation where maybe he's covering a tight end or playing, he's going to be closer to the line of scrimmage more times than not than the field safety, which on paper would be Julius Wood or Sean Dorso, most likely.
All right, let's talk Julius Wood. First of all, I want to say Julius is a very underrated, cool name.
Julius is a really good name.
You've got Dr. J, legendary. The epitome of cool. I know a lot of Pirate fans might not like Julius Hodge, but he's a cool dude. I like the name Julius.
And Wood is a pretty cool name.
Bring in the Wood.
Yeah, for a DB.
Kerry Wood.
Yep.
Elijah Wood.
Not as cool as Julius Wood, but, it'll do.
Tell us about Julius Wood, Igoe.
Julius Wood is a second-year player who transferred in from Blinn Junior College last year. I think he played like 70 or 80 defensive snaps, played a lot of special teams, was, typical guy coming into an already pretty established defense, got his feet wet, showed some upside. Now he's, to me, made one of the biggest leaps over the course of the offseason. He's been in the defense now going on the second year. He's seen this level of football. So athletically, length-wise, size-wise, he's kind of what you would, say a prototypical safety looks like. He's long, lean, can run fast. So I just think he's got a chance to have a really good year.
How about Sean Dorso, another name that's been in the program?
He's played a bunch of football, and for a JUCO guy, he's somehow still only a junior eligibility-wise. Similar to Warren Sabo, because of the COVID year and a previous redshirt, he could end up playing 4 years as a JUCO at ECU. But I like his versatility. He's played both safety positions. I think he's working more now at the field with Julius. But he's done both, and he's played a ton of snaps. Like in 2020, he played the 3rd most defensive snaps of any defensive player, which I didn't realize until I looked it up earlier this offseason.
You asked the question, I think, to Mike Houston about guys stepping into the spotlight for the first time, and I think the names you brought up in your question was Wilk and Wood, right? Yeah. As far as them starting perhaps or getting more time than they have in the past. But so where is Dorso? Who is he behind? You said Wood?
Yeah, probably Wood. He's played both, but I think he's been working more at field safety this offseason.
So Jira and Stringer are in that other spot.
But Jira's been repping with Wilk a lot this offseason too.
All right, I remember, I think it was Stringer being asked about him and Jira being on the field at the same time. So there is a possibility of that happening this year.
Because, there is, because I think Demetrius Mooney has made enough of a jump at Sam. And, previously he was behind Stringer and Wilson. And so really they have two starters in one for one position with Stringer and Wilson if they're both healthy. So they're kind of moving Stringer around, it's moving Wilson around. That way they can get both those guys on the field. And now Mooney, second year playing defense, he's also shown he can do some things defensively along with special teams. So that allows them to be too deep at that spot. You can move a guy like Wilson to safety. He can play there. He could play Sam if needed because he knows it like the back of his hand. Third year in this defense. So you just have some guys that can move around. Wilk has played Sam before. So if you have an injury or two, you can move guys around.
You got a ton of safeties on the roster here, and I was wondering who we should bring up next. Blake Harrell mentioned a name the other day that I had never heard of. Devon King said he had a good day of practice. But how about these other guys, Igoe, who are new in the program or fighting for playing time this year?
Yeah, King's a second-year guy, former Marshall transfer, really talented player coming out of high school, played a decent amount of special teams last year, can run. Now, again, second year in the defense, starting to get it, can really do some things, could be a guy in time to watch out for. Ty Moss is a former walk-on from Wattville, as Chandler would say, who's kind of worked his way into the mix. Jonathan Coleman's another former walk-on who could be a special teams guy, contribute in that area. So, they've got some depth at safety, and we mentioned Juwan Powell in the cornerback preview, but I always think he could be a guy that moves back to safety if there's an injury or something, or if they need more depth at safety as time goes on, because those guys, they make a lot of tackles. They do tend to get banged up over the course of a season. You need quality depth in the secondary, especially at safety. So they feel pretty good, too deep. The unfortunate thing is Jordan Huff, who was brought in as a former Georgia Tech transfer, he was probably going to play this year. He got injured in spring ball, will likely miss the season. They did add another JUCO kid, Brandon Higgs, who has done some things in camp, and he'll provide some depth at safety as well. So, again, trying to figure out who exactly is going to be in that travel squad, who's going to play special teams. And those are kind of the storylines this deep in camp. We kind of know who the two deep guys are going to be, but who's after them is still kind of a work in progress.
Stephen Igoe, HoistTheColors.net, joining us, watching the Angels get one on the board with a bloop in the right.
Classic David Fletcher, man. I can't stand that dude. He just slaps at it like a softball hitter.
He was pretty good on the show when I had the Angels for a year.
Yeah, he's just that. He's like David Eckstein, pesky leadoff hitter, just kind of slaps at the ball.
There you go. So anything else on the safeties? How about future East Carolina safeties, Igoe? Anybody being recruited at that position that you are aware of right now?
Yeah, they got a couple of commitments in the secondary. Greg Adams out of Hateville Charter, which is the same program that Malik Fleming came out of a couple years ago. He's got a chance to be a good player in time. They also have a couple of cornerback commitments. But I think Huff is really the guy, even though he's already in the program. Once he rehabs and gets back next year, hopefully everything goes well there. I think he could be a contributor in time too.
Demetrius Mooney, what a journey he's been on. He was East Carolina's leading rusher one season, right? Was it 19?
Yep, 2019.
2019.
It feels like Demetrius Mooney's been here 7 years.
125 carries, finished the year with 446 net yards, 1 touchdown, and led the team in rushing over Darius Penix, Holton Ahlers, Trace Christian, Tay Williams.
Yep. There's some great names.
Hassan Howe.
Think about how much that running back room has improved.
Brian Gagg on that list, along with Reed Herring. Usually you have to
go back to 2019 anymore.
You usually have to go back 10 years to talk about guys you forgot about. We only have to go back like 3.
Hassan Howe, man, that dude.
He's stuck in the portal, right?
He's still in the portal.
Never made it out of there.
He never made it out. He got stuck in there.
But I wanted to look up, and the link would not take me anywhere, to Mooney's defensive stats. But he played some special teams last year, right?
He played a lot. I don't know if he ended up playing on all 4 core special teams units. But he definitely played a lot. He will again this year. It just kind of fits his skill set. Like, I see him defensively as a guy who, if it's 1st and 10 and you're playing a run-oriented team, he would seem to be the guy that you just put in there to get downhill and just smack somebody in the mouth. I mean, it just feels like it would be that for him. That would be his ideal scenario.
He is a football player. That's awesome. So, all right, there is your safety preview. We'll talk special teams with Igoe coming up next week right here on Pirate Radio Live. Let's get a break in. We'll come back. One more segment to go with Igoe here on a Wednesday. We are back with you after this.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Beauty Bar Medi Spa wants to know if you are ready to fall into beauty October 7th through the 14th. All services and products will be on sale. Botox, filler, painless laser hair removal, facials, RF microneedling, rejuvenating laser treatments to treat brown spots, wrinkles, texture, veins, and skin tightening. And now, the only facility in the area to offer non-surgical under-eye fat pad treatments. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone, and the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a Cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic's Oak Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at carolinahardscapesandmulch.com.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Arg, you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
Pirate, yo ho, yo ho, it's Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All righty, Steve and Igoe, Hoist the Colors, hanging out today inside the Pirate Radio studios. We've got, mentioned this with Jeff Charles earlier in the show, 5 elected to ECU Athletics Hall of Fame. That news came out earlier today, including the Cran Man, Marcus Crandall.
Can we please figure out if it's Crandall or Crandall? Like, as far as the spelling. Because, all right, so the release has Crandall with an A, A-L-L. But then his name has Crandall, like if you look at it on Twitter or on Google.
Oh, no.
But, like, then there's multiple places that have it as Crandall with an A. A-L-L. But I think it's... He refers to himself as Crandall with an E, so I don't know.
Yeah, the entire write-up here.
So I don't know if, like, he's just fine going with either one or what.
Well, so he's on Twitter.
Yeah, it's Crandall.
Well, I'm going to say it's an E then.
I mean, I'd change it to an E. Just based on the fact he's got his own Twitter page with an E.
I wonder if there's anything, like when he went to East Carolina, did they spell it wrong?
I don't know. Maybe when he played in Canada, they changed it to an E. He's just rolled with it ever since.
I need to get, like, the fact book or whatever. In fact, where did CJ go? When he gets back in here, I'll tell him to hand me one of those over there. That is strange, Igoe. Did not even notice that. But yeah,
they're glad to see him get in either way, regardless of the spelling. Great player.
Can you look over there at one of those books and see if there's a football one? The media guides up there, because I know his name will be in the. It's got to be in there somewhere, right?
Oh,
in the history
has
books.
to be.
Yeah. CJ Schaefer, providing the media guide. Thank you, sir.
We got the media guide from Mike Houston's inaugural year. Alex Turner and Deontay Smith on the front.
I tell you what, they chose two good cover boys.
Ones, yeah.
That's good. Deontay, by the way, avoiding serious injury. It looked like for a moment that it might have been he was carted off, right? Or did he?
Yeah.
It sounded serious.
That's what somebody tweeted.
When it happened, but he will be okay. So that is good news. All right, Marcus Crandall. Let's see where he's at. D-E-L-L. I think they just spelled it wrong today the entire time.
Well, to the defense, when you do Crandall, when you spell it like that, it autocorrects it. So
that's your defense?
I mean, I'm just saying.
You should not be an attorney, Igoe. That is a very weak offense.
Don't want to be an attorney. I was just
okay. Well, you're fired.
But there's multiple like articles online that have it as A-L-L too.
That is very strange. But come on.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
All right.
It's not a big deal.
Others in there, Ron Dowdy. Eric Frazier is what I'm going with.
That's what I'm going with as well.
Adrian Milliken.
This is a tough class for spelling.
Adrian Milliken.
I had to double check Frazier and Milliken like 8 times before I tweeted it out.
And Harold Varner III, the other on the list. So congratulations to those 5.
The headliner is definitely Crandall and HV3.
Crandall and Varner.
Just due to the notoriety that they've brought to ECU. Obviously, Ron Dowdy, big-time donor. His name is on the stadium. You know, the other 2, I personally am not as familiar with, but clearly did phenomenal things in their sports as well.
And Leonard Henry. We're going to have to wait another year.
Leonard Henry, I was told, was not nominated for this year's Hall of Fame class. When I wrote the article, nominations had already passed.
Who does the nominations?
Anybody can do them.
Oh, really?
We could nominate somebody right now, live on the air. So you know what we're going to do next? Next, during the bye week or at some point we have nothing to talk about, we're going to nominate Leonard Henry live on Pirate Radio so that We can document it.
Well, I'm going to nominate, if we can do it individually, I want to see another basketball guy in there.
That's fine. We can do that too.
I want to nominate
Gabriel Mikulus.
I was thinking about Mikulus being, but really, I think seriously like Akeem Richmond.
Yeah, I think he definitely deserves to be in there.
He is still most 3-pointers made in a season. I think he's still like top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look it up. But I don't know. I want another hooper in there. Blue Edwards is getting lonely. Did Jonathan Kerner go in, or did I make that up? I might have made that up.
I think you made that up.
Let's see. Most 3-pointers in a season. College. We'll get this list.
I feel like there does need to be a recent basketball player. Maurice Kemp, Akeem Richmond. I guess the problem is they didn't play long enough, but Akeem Richmond would definitely be the one, just from the standpoint of he did some things on a national level.
Oh, okay. This is records. Annual leaders, Igoe, but I think he's up there like career. But in 2013-14, he made the most 3-pointers in the country, 153.
I mean, that's pretty good. Brendan Plavix, by the way, from Charlotte on that list. Couldn't stand that dude.
And he just got passed for like second or third, I want to say, by Fletcher McGee from Wofford. He had 158 in 2019. So Richmond, I want to say, is still top 5 all time for 3-pointers in a season.
What about 3-point attempts?
He is 4th, Igoe. So he is 4th right now. 3-point attempts. Well, you got to jack him up to hit him.
I feel like he's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Because he went like 4 of 9 every game.
I mean, honestly, there is a ton of guys. This is where it gets tough. Like baseball-wise.
Oh, baseball.
There's a ton of guys that have been gone less than 5 years that are going to be Hall of Famers one day. Agno, I mean, is Agnos Hall of Famer? Is Bryson Worrell? Bryson Worrell's a Hall of Famer. No?
Baseball is so tough, man.
I know.
I mean, you could put, like, somebody
Pack Daddy?
Every single, like Burleson. You know, the problem is you run into this issue where, like, how much does post-ECU career influence their ECU Hall of Fame career? Like, Chris Johnson got in super quick. Yeah, he had a really dominant year, but he got in super quick because of what he did in the NFL.
2,000-yard season.
So, you know, Marcus Crandall obviously did great things in the CFL, but if he would have done it in the NFL, he would have been in 10 years ago.
Yeah, Jeff Blake, NFL career, that speaks more to, that's more noticeable. Baseball, you're right. I mean, should we just have, and they do honor, like, Pirates in the pros. I haven't been in the offices in a while, but, like, maybe they should have their own ECU Baseball Hall of Fame wing.
They should.
Because you could just put a million guys in that thing.
I mean, we could rattle them off. Packard, Brickhouse.
Just of recent.
Washer. Yeah. I mean, Krasinski. Agnos.
The Agnos wing itself has a couple in there. So, anyway, there are 5 new entries. They will be, let's see, when are they going to be on the field? They'll be inducted Friday, October 14th.
Memphis.
And then the following day, Memphis. The Memphis Tigers. Steven, thoughts on... we'll dive more into it, but I feel like we haven't really talked about the Wolfpack perspective much on this opener, which is a good thing because we haven't killed it yet. We still got a couple weeks to
plenty of time to kill it.
They are 13th in the AP and coaches poll, highest preseason ranking ever for NC State. I saw that, even higher than when they had Phillip Rivers in the early 2000s. So high expectations there for the Wolfpack. What is their strength, Igoe? We know about Devin Leary because we know about opposing team's quarterback, but what would you say is the main strength of NC State?
Defense. I mean,
as a whole?
Yeah.
D-line?
Everything. I mean, they're good. I think they got 9 returning starters, but definitely if you want to pick out one area of their defense that is elite, if they're healthy, they're linebackers. They've got 3 all-ACC linebackers, Peyton Wilson, Drake Thomas, and Isaiah Moore. I mean, if those guys are healthy, they are all game changers. They're good up front. They're good on the back end. The interesting thing is their defense has like 3 or 4 guys returning from significant injuries from last year. So I am curious to see, are those guys come the season opener, are they at 100% or are they still knocking the rust off? Because, you know, a couple of those guys are linebackers, and if they're still knocking the rust off, then maybe you can take advantage of them early in that game. But They're good, man. They're good. They're just a solid, well-balanced team. You know, offensively, they returned 2 good receivers. Obviously, Leary's good. They did lose the running backs, but Jordan Houston's been in the program like 3 or 4 years. Offensive line depth, a little bit of a question mark, but their starting line's pretty good. So I mean, it's going to be a tall order. They got solid special teams. They're just good across the board, and that's, you know, ECU is going to have to go out there and play well in every single phase just to have a shot. And then when they have a chance, they're going to have to make the plays to win the game.
Bryce Williams talked about yesterday how, and we compared it to a clip Donnie Kirkpatrick was saying, where Holton is still working on chemistry with Winstead, with Johnson, with Gardner, these new guys, and how that offense where Bryce played in with Shane and Justin and Zay, like, they didn't even have to think. It was just like they were robots out there going through the motions, knowing the plays. So, and he said, how many times did we go down and score on the first drive?
It was like,
just about every time.
It was expected. I mean,
especially at home. I swear, every home game they scored on the first drive.
And think about how weird it was if they went like 3 and out, or at least they crossed midfield. Usually, if they weren't scoring on the opening drive, it's because somebody dropped the ball or they just turned it over,
penalty or something. But you know, you just hope that offense, and it feels like it should be in year 5 of Holton Haler's, whatever it is, with the running backs and everything, a veteran O-line. But you do kind of worry about the quarterback to receiver combo, and you just hope it's all clicking. And look, you think back to Andre Allison's first game, catching a bomb from James Pinckney. They were on the same page day one. Lance Lewis came in here, kind of did the same thing. So we've had examples of guys coming in being the number 1 wide receiver that were not here the previous year, and hopefully Winstead can be that. If he's not, you got a motivated C.J. Johnson right now. You've got Ryan Jones, who really seems to be locked in. He's talked about how he's a good athlete and a good football player, but how much more comfortable he is with the playbook and with everything surrounding it this year compared to last year. So I almost feel like he's your safety valve for 2022.
And he's talked about playing not only tight end, but the Y and the H, which is basically he can play the slot or in the backfield on the line of scrimmage. I feel, and Shane Calhoun can do the same. So, like, even if the chemistry isn't there with some of the new guys, you can put those guys basically at receiver. So, I think they're going to be fine. And I think, too, I'm not going to say it's by design that ECU's saying that the chemistry is still a work in progress, but I think if NC State lines up and they go one-on-one with C.J. Johnson, Isaiah Winstead, and Jalen Johnson, I think ECU will take that.
I talked to Isaiah on Monday about the feeling where he's got a guy lined up with him that knows the jump ball's coming and can't stop it. And, like, you're right. If it just comes down to that, I like our chances. It sounds like Isaiah's catching a lot of those balls at practice.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think, sure, the biggest concern is, like, on blitzes or if NC State's mixing it up a lot, which they do have a tendency to do. If that happens, then how is that chemistry, at that point?
Well, so Bryce said yesterday, don't miss your hot route now.
Yeah.
Don't be missing that. Igoe will send you away on a Suarez dinger.
Eugenio Suarez.
Which has happened a lot. In fact, there was a stat, and I don't know what Aaron Judge has done since last week, but Suarez has the most home runs in Major League Baseball since 2018, which is an insane stat.
It's just, like I said, man, I think he hit one this time last week. He's checking in with another one. He doesn't, he hits a lot, but he doesn't hit like 40 in a season. He just consistently hits home runs like once a week.
And that was a beauty, wasn't it?
Barreled it up.
Beautiful. Igoe, we got to let you run. Man, I wish there was somebody else here to talk football with, somebody that could just grab the stick and chat. But, we had somebody leave earlier, so I don't know if anybody's here that could do that. So.
I could do that.
Oh, guess who's back?
I'll be glad to do that.
Triple duty for the Chan Man. He said he'd be back, and by God, he is back. We'll talk to him. We'll see you later, Igoe. Shirley, let's open up the booty bag. Directing traffic here, baby.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Sorry, Ron, what are you giving away today?
I forgot what we gave away earlier this week.
Well, we gave away PBR yesterday.
Yeah, what did we give away on Monday?
Familia.
Yeah.
Familia.
You guys done?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How about a $15 gift card to AJ's?
AJ's. AJ's. AJ's.
I see where you're doing.
Caller number. Oh, my
I see what
Lord.
you're doing.
AJ's.
Okay.
What color, Shirley?
Don't you have another meeting to go to?
What color, Shirley?
8.
Caller 8. Caller 8. Caller 8. Take us to break. Take us to break.
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Love is never having to say you're sorry for your internet. Because with MetroNet, you get fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds you'll love with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch to MetroNet today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
Pirate fans, the 2022 football season is going to be one for the record books. East Carolina is coming off a 7-win bowl season, and 2022 is shaping up to be even better. The Pirates need you to pack Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this fall with a great home slate that includes in-state rival North Carolina State. The American Conference schedule features home games against UCF, Memphis, Houston, and Navy. Season tickets are on sale for as low as $125. Get your tickets today by visiting ECUPirates.com.
Last year, we found out that I had cancer. We were all super scared. Mom and Dad said they don't know what we would have done if Riley's Army hadn't been there for us.
We invite you to join us on Saturday, August 27th at the Hilton Greenville for the Glow for Gold Gala, benefiting Riley's Army, presented by Grover Gaming. Tickets can be found at rileysarmy.com or by calling 252-481-4471.
Riley's Army hopes that you never need them, but if you do, they'll be there for your family, just like they were for mine.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville is happy to announce that their selection of inventory is back and bigger than ever. A huge amount of inventory was just delivered in the last few weeks, and there's more on the way. These vehicles are priced to sell. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep has so many trucks, you'll save up to $8,000 on select Ram 1500 crew cabs. That's right. As a part of the Make This the Summer event, you'll get $8,000 off on select Ram trucks. This is the most aggressive truck offer you'll find anywhere. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep needs to sell these trucks now, so they're priced to move. You'll also find a great selection of new Jeeps, but these vehicles won't last, so get over to East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep this month.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crossing Crackberry in Greenville. Come see us.
Offers do not include tax tags and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates. See dealer for details.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Pirate Radio.
Being a part of the program, being a student athlete at ECU, they are going to be very much in the spotlight.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, congratulations to Sarah Brooks of Greenville was the big winner. I picked up a $15 gift card courtesy of AJ McMurphy's. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ's. They have daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia on Wednesday nights with our very own Clip Brock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's Day. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, let me see if I can find a warm-up question for tonight's trivia. AJ McMurphy's will be there 8 o'clock. How about this for Shirley? I like to ask Shirley the old school questions.
Okay, go for it.
This might be a little too old school. And baseball's not your forte, I guess.
Not necessarily.
How about this, Shirley? On this day in 1980, this Kansas City Royal raised his batting average to .401. Who is that Hall of Fame Royal third baseman? He's got two first names. He got really angry one time when they checked.
Brett.
This is his last name.
His last name.
George Brett.
There you go.
Bingo.
Shirley Rhodes coming through.
I was thinking Brett Butler, but I was like, nope, that's not right. But I knew there was a Brett in there somewhere.
On this day in 1989, he moved into third place in most consecutive games played. He would eventually take over the record for that.
That would be Cal Ripken, wouldn't it?
It would be Cal Ripken
Jr.
Was it senior or junior?
All right, let's go back to Shirley's 80s, 90s baseball knowledge. On this day in 1990, he hit the record 187th home run for the White Sox. I got to imagine Frank Thomas might have passed that record, but this guy did it as a catcher.
Catcher.
Who's that famous
Sox.
White Sox catcher?
I don't know too many catchers.
I guess he played for the Red Sox too, right? Because he did the.
I can see him. I can see his face, but his name.
See it on your face.
I can see it in his face.
I'm not going to say he gets frisky, but he might get a little fisky. Carlton Fisk.
Okay, that I wouldn't have gotten.
Not
that.
a great hint.
No, that was a terrible hint.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, because there were only a handful of catchers that I can remember.
On this day, he won the 200-meter at the Athletics World Championship. 2013.
Athletics?
That's for everybody.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, if there's a running question, just go with Usain Bolt. There you go. All right, so there's a couple of warm-ups.
I was thinking athletics as in the baseball team.
I had to.
And I was thinking Ricky Henderson.
If there was a race involving athletics, that would be a good one to go with.
Ricky Henderson would have won that, because Ricky Henderson is the fastest man ever to Ricky Henderson.
Just ask Ricky Henderson.
I came across a video. It was one of the most awesome sports moments caught on picture, and it was him holding the third base up when he broke the record.
This is Ricky's base. Thank you for coming to Ricky's game and seeing Ricky play. He was long before The Rock, Chandler. He talked third person about himself. So there you go.
Yes, he did.
We talked safeties a moment ago. Blake Harrell talked safeties earlier this week. Can we pull some of that, Shirley?
Yeah.
Starting with Cut 6, where he talked about Gerard Stringer.
Gerard's awesome. Gerard just he plays with a motor. Sometimes off the field you meet him and he's just a nice guy, smiling, but on the field he's kind of a different guy, and just really like who he is on the field, flying around. He makes it so versatile out there. Just really proud of the tough guy he's became, and that's he's molded himself into that. He's had to work for that, and he gives us a little different edge out there.
Likes the edge there. How about the safety position as a whole? Blake Harrell addressed that. Cut 7.
Oh yeah, you've got two deep at the Sam, the field safety, the boundary safety. You feel good about Sean Dorsole, Julius Wood at field safety there, and both of them really talented. Julius can cover some ground. Really excited about him. Jairo Wilson's kind of a swing guy that could play the boundary safety or the Sam, and he's played a lot of football for us and done a lot of good things. Tegan Wilk is as good as anybody I've ever been around about getting the football out and stripping the ball. We talked about Gerard there at Sam, and Demetrius Mooney's another guy that is one of those guys that is proven in camp. Hey, we can trust him. We can put him on the grass, and he can make some plays for us. And he's really playing hard, and just really proud of him. He was actually we gave a little Predator of the Day from our scrimmage on Saturday, and it was Demetrius Mooney, just because he's flying around, he's topping off piles, he's knocking guys back, and just really proud. He's playing the game like we want to play.
Demetrius Mooney.
Yeah, Igoe and I talked about him a moment ago. East Carolina's leading rusher
in 2019,
and now he is making plays on special teams. And Coach Harrell's saying, look, if they need a guy to go in at linebacker, he can do it.
No, that's what you call a football player right there.
He is a football player to a T. Put him on the grass. Put the ball down.
Put the ball down.
PTBD. Put the ball down. Do you remember when Stringer was talking probably a couple of Saturdays ago now, and somebody asked him about him and Wilson, and they have played in the same spot, about them potentially playing at the same time? Well, could be a possibility if Wilson plays one of those safety spots and Stringer is in his Sam spot, you could actually see them on the field at the same time.
And that's scary to think about, because those two guys that are very physical, get to the football, and do a good job of getting the football out. And he mentioned earlier Tegan Wilk. I'm really excited about Tegan Wilk. Saw a lot of upside from him last year. And he's good with getting the ball out as well, and he's a ball hawk. He had a few interceptions last year, so look out for Tegan Wilk.
All right, and finally, Blake Harrell talked about the competition going on right now at the defensive line spot.
I think here's the big thing is competition makes us all better. I mean, whether we're competing with each other in the professionalism or professional life, or we're competing with each other on the field or in the classroom, it's going to make you better. And that's what we've done, whether it's at the edge spot or inside. Is we got 6, 7 guys inside who all played, and now they're just pushing each other better. So if you want to take a day off, if you want to have, hey, I'm going to sit back, take it easy today, well, somebody else is going to step up. Sue Radware is going to step up. J.D. Lampley, a freshman, is going to step up. So hey, if you think you're that guy, all of a sudden now you got to work your tail off just to keep where you're at. It's the same thing at the edge spot with Chad and Manny pushing each other out there. Now J.R., Jeremy Lewis and Jack are battling it out in the boundary there at the outside backer. So we got some good competition. And then, it always, we talked about this last year, I think, is just keeping guys fresh so we can win ball games in the fourth quarter. And you think about the games we won last year, how many of those games were close going in the fourth quarter, and because we were fresh up front, because we played a lot of guys, we were able to pull it out at the end of the game. So that's a big key to our success, and it will continue to be.
Take a day off at your own risk, according to Blake Harrell. Why do you think I show up every day here? Because somebody could take my spot. Chandler, CJ, Shirley, so good at their jobs, they don't have to worry about that. They don't have any competition. I'm afraid I could lose my spot. I'm here every day. Nope, no comments from anyone.
To who?
to you, to Chandler, to anybody.
Well, I can tell you it ain't going to be me.
We love to compete, and competition makes everybody better.
I'm competing against myself.
Against yourself.
Every day. To show up, to run a 3-hour show.
You're competing with
the person. High five yourself.
You're competing with the person you were yesterday.
1% better. Cliff.
I'm competing at Shirley's microphone right now.
Yeah, you're competing against it. Compete.
I got to fight it. I got to fight that microphone.
Be 1% louder.
I got to be louder. I got to yell into the microphone. All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back. Get ready to wrap up a Wednesday edition of PRL. Do we have Players Lounge?
Oh, you mean tonight? Yes.
All right,
Players Lounge
tonight.
Check it out, 6 o'clock. If you missed our interviews from Monday, got a lot of great insight from the guys. That'll be coming up at 6 o'clock. We'll take a time out, come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live, back with you after this.
In studio with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. What's new, Jeff?
Everybody's thinking we're having some inventory issues in the car business, which some of it's true. For used vehicles, Brown & Wood has a lifetime powertrain on every vehicle you buy from us, new or used. So even when you buy a used vehicle from Brown & Wood, you have lifetime powertrain. We cover the engine, transmission for as long as you own the car.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kid store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or do you just have the blahs? Well, maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness offers IV hydration, which can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, and even fix a hangover. Call today to set up an appointment at 350-1805. Locally owned and operated by Samantha Casper, Revive Health and Wellness has a new location and is ready to serve you. Stop by at 2459 Emerald Place in Greenville or go online at revivehealthwellness.org.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. One of basketball's all-time greats passed away last month. Some thoughts on his incredible career and life is next.
Let's party, Pirate Nation. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party is approaching fast, and tickets are on sale right now for only $10. 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to local charities. Join Pirate Radio Thursday, September 1st at the State Theater in downtown Greenville, featuring 80s music by The Breakfast Club, plus many more special surprises. Go to pr927fm.com now to get your tickets before it sells out.
Bill Russell was a winner, one of the greatest winners of all time in any sport. He won 11 NBA championships with the Boston Celtics. He also won 2 NCAA championships at the University of San Francisco in 1955 and 1956. And he captained the gold medal winning U.S. national basketball team at the 1956 Summer Olympics. Russell was a 12-time NBA All-Star, 4-time rebounding champion. He always wore number 6. It is retired in the Raptors in Boston and also retired at the University of San Francisco. He was the first black head coach in the NBA and won 2 NBA championships. His battles with Wilt Chamberlain were legendary. He lived in retirement in Mercer Island, Washington, where he passed away. One of the all-time greats, Bill Russell. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Keaton Mitchell, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, let's take a look at your stock market report. The Dow fell 171 points, closed out the day at 33,980. The NASDAQ is down 164 at 12,938. The S&P was also down 31 at 4,274. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip.
Man, just thought of another reason to be excited about football season coming up. Gus Johnson.
Speed!
Back on the car.
There he goes!
How about this story to wrap up a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live? The 11 college presidents and chancellors who make up the College Football Playoffs Board of Managers met via Zoom this week. and began a discussion that could reshape the future of college sports. Multiple sources have told ESPN that they briefly discussed the possibility of restructuring how college football is governed, with the idea that major college football potentially being governed outside of the NCAA. So a breakaway from the NCAA, and not a shocker, but now, when college presidents and chancellors are talking about it, starts to feel really real. This story from Pete Thamel at ESPN, you can go read it, the whole story online right now, ESPN.com, but the ever-changing landscape of college athletics and specifically college football, which drives all this, could have a major change upcoming.
It's continuing and it's building.
Man, so...
And it's unfolding before our eyes.
Again, I just don't want to, whatever happens, don't mess up my March Madness. I already see a world where the college football, there's going to be tiers, and maybe ECU is not going to be in tier 1, but we're still going to play good teams and have good teams and play football and win games and have fun. But keep March Madness.
Don't touch March.
Don't touch March.
That is March. Don't touch it.
Leave it alone. Keep your hands to yourself. Back in elementary school, we used to have hula hoops. You had to stay in your hula hoop during PE. Remember that?
Don't burst my bubble.
Stay in your lane. LeVar Ball.
Don't pop my bubble.
Chandler, man, triple duty.
Let me tell you something, buddy. You had doubt. You had doubt in me. I leave to go to a meeting, and I said, I'll be back. I'll be back. And we were leaving the meeting. Jonathan was there. I said, I'm going back to the studio. He said, oh, you're going back? I said, bet your bottom dollar I am. And guess what, folks? I was back.
Taylor,
I'm in the show with Clip Brock.
You are amazing. You're also so naive. I only did that so you would come back. I put that in your brain that I doubted you would come back.
You know what?
I motivated you to
It makes me mad that you don't believe that I actually would have come back in the first place, because that's how I roll, baby. I'm a team player.
You are.
I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'm not going to just go to the house and leave you guys hanging. I'm not doing that.
All right, I'm leaving.
That's not the player I am, folks. And by the way, we'll be back tomorrow on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Thank you for watching. For Clip Brock, Shirley Rhodes, CJ Schaefer, I'm Chandler Honeycutt. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of The Voice